My name is Brian Craig. If you're new to my channel, this is where MAGA comes to talk. And we are going live right now.
The same location and offering great deals on new and used
Here
tires.
we go.
I have many suppliers. Whatever car or truck you have, I can get you incredible deals on any tire. I also do tire repairs at very low prices. Give me a call. My number is 954-977-9445. I will give you a price.
Here we go. Stand by.
On new and used tires. Again, my number is 954-977-9445. Thank you.
On the air since 1977, it's the Steve Kane Show.
All righty, welcome one and all. It is December 30th, Monday. The Monday before New Year's. My name is Brian Craig. You're listening to the Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest running radio show on the radio since 1977. Welcome one and all. Okay, we got a lot to cover. And I don't know, things sound kind of funny in my headphones, Mike. I don't know if it's just me or if something is not in program. I don't know. It could just be me. I don't know. All right, we've got a lot to cover today. A lot. It is it could just be me, but it sounds a little tinny in my headphones. And I don't know. Is there something not in pro? Maybe it's just me. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Okay. All right. I'm hearing things. It could be. It could be. Yeah. All right. So there is a lot to cover. We are going to cover quite a bit, and you know, with the media and the Democrats are about to do, they're already starting with the passing of President Carter, is sick and it's twisted, okay? You know, most Americans were born after Jimmy Carter left office, right? I mean, I can remember him being president, but it's very vague. I mean, I was born in 71, so I was 9 when he left office, okay? So I just barely remember it. I remember him being president. People always were talking about peanuts, and I remember Billy Beer and his drunken, Billy Carter is like a sober guy compared to Hunter. I mean, you remember Billy Carter was a drunk, and but he seemed perfectly fine compared to Hunter. Remember there was Billy Beer, which was Billy Carter's beer. There was even a television show called Carter Country. Remember that? It was it took place in a town down the street from Plains, Georgia, all this stuff. But since most people were born in this country, most people were born after Jimmy Carter left office, most people don't know really much about Jimmy Carter. They've heard people say, he's the worst president, and he was the worst. Now Biden's the worst. Biden is the worst because we're living through it now, okay? But Jimmy Carter is responsible for millions of deaths, including 9/11. 9/11 happened because of Jimmy Carter, which I'll talk about in a bit. But because most Americans have, and the reason I remember Jimmy Carter and again, it is a blur. I mean, I can remember him, like one of my earliest memories of like presidential stuff. I have a blurred memory of my grandparents watching the presidential debate between President Ford and President Carter. So I was really little. And the thing that I think there's two reasons why, even though I was very, very young, I can remember Jimmy Carter being president. And one of them was the gas shortages, right? The gas shortages. The gas shortages were big deal. And of course, the American hostages held by Iran. And I remember that like it was yesterday, because I was in third grade. We had this day. When I was in third grade, my teacher had this thing. I don't know what it was about because it's so third grade. I mean, come on, talking like 50 years ago almost. But we had this thing where people shared we would share news stories or something. And I remember this one girl who was really weird. I remember she used to eat paste. She was like, she was in my third grade class, but she was in my first grade class. I remember she used to eat paste, glue, the paste. She was a weirdo. But I remember on that news day, she had the front page of the story with the blinded with the blindfolded American hostages. And I remember that, which was a disgrace. And I remember everybody putting the candles in their windows for the American hostages, the 50 American hostages that were held by Iran for, what is it, 444 days? So I remember tragic things, okay? And hear vaguely about the Shah and all that stuff. But I was a little kid, but he was the worst. And what's about to happen, it's already started, because most Americans were born long after Jimmy Carter left office. Most Americans don't really know much about him. So what they're planning on doing, and it's already started, they're going to, and I knew this would happen. It was just a matter of time before President Carter died. You know, he's been in hospice for over a year. And I was surprised he made it this long. I knew that whenever President Carter died, the Democrats were going to exploit it and try to use it against Trump. And what they're doing right now, it started yesterday with Biden. Let me see. Let me play the clip of Biden. This scummy guy we have as president. Let me play this. It's already started with Joe Biden here. This is of course, a reporter asked him about Carter and Trump. Now, hold on. I don't know what's going on. I'm having all kinds of problems today. Hold on. Is it work? Okay, here we go.
President Carter?
Decency. Is there something that President Trump can learn from President Carter? And Joe Biden says decency. Decency, I mean, coming from Joe Biden, I guess if decency means scummy, perhaps. Okay, so what they're going to do is portray Jimmy Carter as one of the greatest statesmen who ever lived. Millions of people are dead because of this person, okay? You know these Iranian hit squads that have been following President Trump around? That's because of Jimmy Carter. You know this Hamas attack on the music festival in Israel? That's because of Jimmy Carter. Okay, he gave us terrorism at the level that we've had it, which I'll talk about in a bit. But the Democrats and the Never-Trumpers and the media are going to portray Jimmy Carter as this great statesman, a decent guy, all-American guy. Do you know his lieutenant governor was one of the most notorious segregationists ever known, Lester Maddox? You're not going to hear that in the news. Look up Lester Maddox. I was his lieutenant governor when he was governor of Georgia. Jimmy Carter. He had an openly segregationist lieutenant governor. Lester Maddox, Jimmy Carter. Yeah, you're not going to hear that today. He was a terrible person. But the Carter family are lowlives, okay? When they brought President Carter out in an ambulance to go and vote for Kamala because he wanted to go vote for Kamala, does anyone believe that? The Carter family are lowlives, okay? And they will love to exploit this. You know, these first families that have not been in the spotlight for years or decades, when their dads die, it's their last thing, and they go nuts. When as an example, when President Reagan passed away, his lunatic liberal son, Ron Reagan Jr., who was a monster, Ron Reagan Jr., and he hated his dad. He was in all his glory. When he was speaking, he was addressing the American people, Ron Reagan Jr. They get to fly on Air Force One with the presidential body. So the Carters are the same way. The way that I was so disgusted at the treatment that the Carter family gave to President Carter when they brought him out in that ambulance to vote for Kamala. These are scummy people. But if you're on hold, stand by. But this is, let me take our break on time, and then I'll explain in some more detail what I'm talking about and what they're going to do. It's already starting. If you're on hold, hang in there. It's the Monday before New Year's. We will be live all week, all right, just so you know. We'll be live all week, Monday through Friday, including the 1st, including New Year's Eve. My name is Brian. It's the Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest running radio show. Our number 1-888-465-2631. 888-465-2631. We'll be right back.
Get in on the action. Call the Steve Kane Show live on air now. 888-GO-KANE-1. This is the Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig.
Hey, it's Scott with a quick reminder that the greatest hits of the 60s and 70s are back on the radio right after 10 a.m. this morning. Check it out on South Florida's True Oldies channel right here.
Hi, I'm Sonia. We love our Florida sunshine, but a hot house? Definitely not. At All Year, we offer same-day AC service and installation. Need to stay cool? Yes, all year.
Okay.
Yes, all year. Zero down financing? Yes, all year. We're South Florida's #1 for comfort because our family is serving your family all year. Call us today at 833 all year. That's 833 all year.
If you're new, make sure you subscribe. And if you're already subbed, do me the favor of liking and sharing the video if you don't mind. When we get back, I'll break down what I mean about Jimmy Carter and what they're about to do. And then I'll take some calls. So if you're on hold, hang in there. No, you're all welcome to call in. And all the calls are screenless, okay? When you call in, if you're new, no one answers the phone. I just put you on hold and I take the calls screenless on the air.
Attention food lovers and supporters of the next generation of culinary talent. Join us Friday, January 17th for the Florida Restaurant Lodging Association Eats event at the West Palm Beach Inn from 6 to 8 p.m. This is an unforgettable evening with 14 top chefs from local restaurants and hotels, including the O Palm Beach, Cafe Chardonnay, Lewis's Steakhouse, Honey Bell, The Butcher Shop, Mars, The Ben, and more. This event pairs local chefs with culinary students, offering mentorship and a chance to raise scholarship funds for
Jimmy Carter was not a decent man. That's the problem. He was not, I mean, I'm sorry he passed, I mean, you know, but he was not decent. He was indecent.
and an online auction with hotel stays, dinner certificates, and more. Tickets are just $100 for members and $125 for non-members. Get yours today.
I wonder what a can of Billy Beer is worth, like a real original can.
For more information, call 561-410-0035. That's 561-410-0035.
No, you're welcome to call.
Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig. In the Palm Beaches on 95.9 FM. Treasure Coast on 106.9 FM. Wilkerson Boca on 95.3 FM. Fort Lauderdale on 96.9 FM. And anywhere.
All right, callers on hold, stand by. We're back at Brian to Steve Kane Show. So I had no intention. I was going to talk about something else this morning. I had no intention on saying anything about President Carter other than he died, and certainly nothing bad about him. I mean, he did just pass away. However, when I saw what the Democrats are doing already to try to stop Trump and disrupt the inauguration and everything else, I feel like I've got to talk about it. Millions of people are dead because of him, right? And I said before the break, these Iranian hit squads after Trump, that's because of Jimmy Carter. The music festival attack in Israel, that's because of Jimmy Carter. What Jimmy Carter did, we had the Shah of Iran, who was really a CIA figurehead. The CIA in the United States, prior to Jimmy Carter, we ran Iran. The Shah was our figurehead over there. And Jimmy Carter forced the Shah of Iran. You'll hear. I'm sure a lot of people are going to talk about this week, okay? Because of what they're trying to do to President Trump with the death of Jimmy Carter. Jimmy Carter forced the Shah of Iran to do all kinds of insane things that led to his overthrow and the Ayatollah Khomeini taking over. Everything was peaceful for the most part. I mean, there were some isolated events. I know, Munich and stuff. But there were some isolated events. But Iran was under control and really was our ally to a certain extent when we had the Shah, which was a puppet government run by the United States and the CIA. President Carter, because we controlled the Shah and we controlled Iran, made the Shah do all kinds of things that resulted in him getting overthrown and the Islamic Republic of Iran taking over, the Islamic Revolution. And Iran, we know this, funds all of the major Islamic terrorism in the world. If Jimmy Carter would not have forced the Shah out of power, 9/11 wouldn't have happened. Most of the terrorism in the world would not be happening. You know, I remember in the 80s, it seemed like every weekend there was a hijacking. A plane was getting hijacked to Beirut or something. That was all Jimmy Carter's fault. ISIS, Al-Qaeda, it's all because of Jimmy Carter. Okay? So I don't know how many people are dead and will die and are dying every day because of Jimmy Carter, but he was a terrible man. The worst. And the reason I had no intention on talking about any of this stuff today until I saw what they're going to do. So, Jimmy Carter, they're using his death to disrupt the inauguration. They're going to have him lying in state. They're going to have more state funerals and events for Jimmy Carter than they had for John McCain. On Inauguration Day, all the flags are going to be at half-staff, and you can already see the media doing this, compare and contrasting to Jimmy Carter and Donald Trump. Now, I understand Joe Biden is bad. He's the worst because we're living through it. But if you put in perspective all the millions of people that are dead because of Islamic terrorism due to Jimmy Carter was worse than even Biden. Okay? Jimmy Carter is responsible for all of this Islamic terrorism that's going around. So don't let them pass off that he's just some good old, I'm Jimmy Carter and I'm just a peanut farmer and I'm a good guy. He was not a good guy. He was coming up as a Democrat in Georgia during the days of segregation. And don't let them convince you that he was some radical Democrat who broke ranks against the segregationists. That is not true. When he was reaching the end of his governorship and he couldn't run for governor again, and he started thinking about running for president, then he started to break ranks with the segregationists. But he's older than Biden. This guy, Jimmy Carter, that they're putting on a pedestal as this greater that President Trump could learn decency from, was a rabid segregationist. Don't let them tell you anything different. How does a Democrat in Georgia come up through the ranks in the 50s, in the 60s, and in the early 70s? Because you're a segregationist, that's how. You're against civil rights. So don't believe any of that nonsense they're trying to tell you about him. And I'm really sorry to do this because the guy just passed away, and I feel bad. It's uncomfortable to talk this way about someone that just passed away, but I see what they're using his death for against Trump, and it's got to be said. All right. Our number is toll-free, 1-888-465-2631. He was not just a horrible president, he was a horrible person. I'm sorry to say it. And again, this is something I would never normally even think of doing until they're saying, Biden and them, Trump could learn decency from him. What, the guy that gave us the Islamic Republic of Iran, the guy that came up as a segregationist, his lieutenant governor was one of the most famous segregationists of the day, Lester Maddox? Are you kidding me? No, we can't let them slander President Trump by saying that Jimmy Carter is... They're getting away with it because most Americans were born after he left office and no one knows anything about Jimmy. Think about this. If you did the math, he left office like 45 years ago. 44 years ago, right? 44 years before that was 1936. So this would be like in 1980, FDR was president in 36. He was in his first term. That would be like FDR dying. I wouldn't have remembered it. A lot of people were born after it. So because he was president and did all these terrible things so long ago, they're able to portray him in any light. And as always, everything in the media is about trying to damage Trump, slow Trump down, or stop Trump. This guy is not the example of presidential decency. Maybe according to Joe Biden, whose kids are junkies and who's a crook, I get, his Joe Biden's standard of what is decent is different than mine. Now, if you're on hold, hang in there. We're going to take our break for the bottom of the hour. And when we come back, I will go to the calls. All right. Now, I want to tell you guys, Friendly Tire in Margate, you can get new tires out the door and on the road for as low as $70 a tire. And remember, that's for common sizes on some of the most popular vehicles on the road today. And yeah, new tires as low as $70 a tire. And when I say out the door and on the road, that's because Friendly Mike at Friendly Tire doesn't charge you to balance the tire, mount the tire, or even dispose of your old tire. He has all the name brands you know and love. If you have a Tesla or another EV, he can get you incredible deals with that. No matter what type of vehicle you have, even if it's a commercial vehicle like a dump truck or something, he can help you with that as well. If you have a high-end sports car or you have a rust bucket, whatever you've got, he can get the tires for. And if there's a particular brand you're interested in, he can get those for you as well at incredible prices. Give him a call. He'll give you a quote right over the phone. 954-977-9445. 954-977-9445. That's 954-977-9445. All right, there's 2 openings on the board. Call us on hold, stand by. We're going to take our break for the bottom of the hour, and we'll be back right after this.
Making morning radio great again.
I think you're gonna really love it.
It's the Steve.
I mean, what am I supposed to do? Let them... Yeah, I'm doing it now, Mike. I just forgot.
Good.
Weather brought to you by All Year Cooling. Enjoy free AC replacement estimates along with same-day service and installation. Visit allyourecooling.com.
I just sent it to you.
It didn't process and I heard Mike's phone and I'm like, oh snap.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I just forgot.
It's okay, you too. Because you tried to come remind me.
Yeah.
Palm Beach Kennel Club.
No, I sent it to Steve by mistake. I sent Steve's wife your weather report, actually. Oh, my goodness. She's probably wondering, what is this? Yeah. I'm going to be in big trouble with Steve. I'm going to get in big trouble with Steve today. So, you'll find out, I'm sure. So what am I supposed to do? I said, I don't, and pull something out. You know what I mean? No, I'm in trouble. I'm gonna be in trouble. Are you there, Steve?
I'm here.
Okay. Are you going to come on? What's going on?
Yes.
Okay. I told you.
In your 20s, you'll feel younger, have more energy, and even get your sex drive back. And for women,
Oh my
hormone
gosh.
replacement therapy can completely stop any births, trying to
I mean, what am I supposed to do?
better sleep and no more
You know.
Call Dr. Matez for a free consultation today at 561-320-8893. That's 561-320-8893.
Yeah, try to move the spots around so it's, but we should do it though coming out. Yeah.
You don't
Okay.
trust and experience are two big qualities to look for. And as it turns out, my friend Jupiter Joe Thomas possesses both of these. Whether you're in retirement or looking to retire, I want you to give local expert Joe Thomas a call. Here's the number, 561-743-0999. Or, even simpler, you can go to jupiterjoe.com. Mention my name, John Tesh. You'll receive a free copy of Joe's book, Retirement Know-It-All. Great book. Call 561-743-0999. Or remember, go to jupiterjoe.com. That's jupiterjoe.com.
Mike Lindell is offering wholesale
I'm in big
pricing
trouble,
for
guys. Good to
Christmas.
hear.
The standard MyPillow, just $14.88. They've never been offered this low before. That's right, just $14.88 and free shipping on orders over $75. So go to mypillow.com right now and use our promo code Kane at checkout, K-A-N-E, and get the standard MyPillow for just $14.88, the lowest price ever. You can also order by phone, 1-800-716-4879. 1-800-716-4879. Promo code Kane.
Now, back to the Steve Kane Show.
All right, there's only 2 openings on the board at 1-888-465-2631. It is the Monday before New Year's. I'm Brian. You're listening to Florida's longest running radio show, the Steve Kane Show. On the radio since 1977, and joining us a little early today, Steve Kane. Hey, Steve.
How are you?
Okay. I was just telling everybody how much trouble I was going to be in, but I thought it would be not till 8, but we're going to get a little early. No. But no, you called me like 60 seconds before showtime. Oh, okay. Yeah, okay. You got to me about 60 seconds before the show, and you told me to talk about something else other than what I have been talking about the last half hour. So I figured when you came on, by the way, 1 opening on the board. Hang in there, guys. We'll get to the phones in just a bit. But you're here early now, so...
Try to gather my wits together. The reason I wanted to get here is because this is a tricky show today. The most important thing is we've worked together, what are we, 30 years now, 40 years?
I don't like to say. It makes me sound really old, but a long time.
Well, really? You're
I'm not old. Are you kidding me?
A little, you're catching up.
I will never catch up to you. We'll always have the same spread between us.
That's for sure. It's been a wild weekend. I've been through a lot personally. I'm not going to go into a lot of it on the air, but I'm a wreck, basically. So just to prepare everybody up front, I'm not in my most coherent.
Oh, okay.
But it's a tricky show today because there's so many things in the news. And the most important part is Brian knows. Brian and I have been together a long time. And I don't want to say I've taught him everything he knows, but I like to consider myself, and this is a compliment to Brian.
Here's the setup.
To put it
Here's the
context.
setup.
Brian I'm very proud of Brian. Brian is my
Here's the setup.
prime achievement.
Gonna
I've taught him
pump
so
me
much,
up
and
before he
he's so
takes me
good at
down.
what he does.
Watch.
And he's He's a great producer, a great partner. I can't say enough good things about Brian.
Okay, now that you've pumped me up, get to the part where you take me down.
You ready? This is a tricky show today because there are a lot of things in the news, and the whole show depends on which one of the things you choose to talk about. There are a lot of false, what I would term, false leaders. For example, on another day when there wasn't so much going on, it might be interesting to talk about Jimmy Carter, but I'm Jimmy Cartered out.
Yeah.
I yesterday, some indeterminate time, Jimmy Carter was the most boring president that ever lived, and I've been watching hour after hour of these.
Well, you haven't heard anyone. I would not call what I did in the last 30 minutes a tribute, and you have not heard anyone do what I did, but that's okay.
Headset has been on, I would have been able to appreciate that fully.
Yeah.
Now we were not able to technically.
No, I didn't know that you wanted to. I didn't know you were standing by to listen, or I would have done that. Because you're usually not listening at that hour.
Okay, but
it sounds like you've been up for like a days, or like you're on a bender. Are you on a bender? You okay?
I've been on a bender without alcohol.
Okay. Or any other substances.
Listening to 24 hours of Jimmy Carter's enough to drive anybody.
If you're on hold, guys, hang in there.
Well, he was the only president I ever interviewed, did you?
Yes, I do know that.
And that was quite an experience. But even, I don't want to get sidetracked on that because what I have in mind is I think the key story of the day.
Okay.
That I'd like to see everybody get to, and I need, as with all good hooks, it requires the audience input. That's why it's a great hook, because it will give the...
Well, we have nearly a full board of calls at 6:36 in the morning, so I'm sure they're interested.
Believe me, if people jump into it, I think it's very interesting. And it's really a story that dwarfs all other stories.
Yes.
We are coming into this horrible thing that I dread so much. Somebody once said that trying to get Republicans to agree on anything is like trying to herd cats. And that really describes it pretty clearly. And we're getting ready for one of those herding cats experiences where Donald Trump, bless his heart, the savior of America, has conquered all his enemies. And he's one of the Mideast, and he's about. He's got it set up to win across the board. There's only one place where he can get sabotaged, and that's by his own party.
Yes, that's true.
That, I believe, is worthy of the focus of the show, so that people, as they listen to what's about to happen, which, at best case scenario, will be...
Well, you got to be more specific.
Specific. What I'm going to be is specific enough to say, is this going to end up in another one of the typical Republican disasters where everything falls apart? Or is, in my fantasy, Trump walks in, settles everything, everybody says yes, sir, and snap.
Well, okay.
Big hook. I want to find out what... We all know that the budget is important. We all know that there's the idea of balancing the budget and getting out of debt. We all know that's a big issue. But obviously there's at least one, if not more, secondary issues that has the potential of sinking all the good work. He's conquered everybody. All these corrupt officials and these courts and the judges and all that. He's triumphed over all of them, only to potentially, key word here is potentially be sabotaged by his own party if he's not able to...
Well, what's going on, by the way, callers, hang in there, because I was going to get... a lot of things are worth talking about. I was going to get to this later in the show, but that as the lead into you coming on at later. No, Steve, come on. You don't have to be insulting. If you didn't hear the first half hour, but I think that the first 30 minutes of this broadcast was some of the most compelling 30 minutes in the history of the South Florida radio market. But I would, no, I'm not going to recap what I did in the last half hour, but I'll say this, okay? This is what's going on. There's there's a big battle going on, and I talked about. I don't remember if you were here on Friday. Were you with us on Friday? You were off Friday. I can't remember. This began on Friday and then grew over the weekend. Out of everything President Trump is going to do, I mean, you can go through the whole list of everything he's got: pardons, Mideast, Ukraine, all this stuff. If the DC insiders could stop him from doing one thing and one thing only, it would be that Doge. And the reason, see, Steve and I think alike, the Doge, and the reason that's the thing that they want to stop more than anything else is because that's their money, okay, that's going to stop. And there's been a major effort, and they tried it again over the weekend. They want Elon Musk out. Without Elon Musk, Doge is a paper tiger. It's meaningless. And Elon Musk is the top guy to President Trump. He's got a lot of juice in the world. The three most famous men in the world are Donald Trump, Vladimir Putin, and Elon Musk. Those are the three most famous people in the world. And two of them are MAGA on our side, right? Elon and Trump. Elon Musk has upset what the court of Trump. A lot of people, some of them have been with Trump a long time, they don't have the influence that Elon does. A lot of people, now that he's president again, can't get Trump on the phone like they could a couple months ago. But Elon's right there all the time. So there's a lot of interpersonal jealousies inside MAGA world with Elon. The DC insiders want him out as well. No, the first attempt was about 2 weeks ago over the budget when there was, President Musk, Vice President Trump. They were trying to make him look like they think Trump's got a small ego. Then what happened, it started Thursday afternoon. We talked about it Friday, but then it exploded over the weekend, was this H-1 visa thing. And they were trying to use that to divide MAGA. And what you got to understand is this. President Trump has won everything and defeated the establishment, but the establishment Republicans, like the Bush, Romney, Paul Ryan Republicans, they're not just sitting back and saying we lost, they're scheming. And I noticed yesterday, there was a lot of infighting in MAGA world over the last 3 or 4 days over this H-1B visa with Elon, Vivek, Loomer, all this stuff. And I'll after the break I will, because we're coming up on a break. And I noticed all of a sudden DeSantis is out there talking about it, taking a position against Elon and stuff. And so what's happened is there's a lot of people, even in the MAGA world, who want Elon Musk out because they're jealous. He's got the access they used to have or want to have. There's some people like Ron DeSantis, and Nikki Haley was involved in this over the weekend too, that are trying to position themselves to be able to run for president in 4 years in the Republican primaries. So just because we've won doesn't mean we can sit back and relax. There's a lot of palace intrigue and Republican infighting, which really pisses me off. I'm gonna go to it now, and
Get back. I'd like to bounce one thing off you and ask you a question.
All right, of course, of course. Now I do want to tell people though, before we break, I want to tell people about Lighthouse Medical and neuropathy. The New Year's, I mean, it's right around the corner. If you or someone you know suffer from neuropathy, go to Lighthouse Medical. Not only does Lighthouse Medical have a treatment for neuropathy, they have a treatment that works and a treatment that lasts. I mean, it won't be long before you'll be hitting your 3rd anniversary, Steve, of being rid of your neuropathy symptoms. And if you or someone in your family have neuropathy, I don't have to tell you, it is living torture. If they would have given neuropathy to those Al-Qaeda prisoners in Guantanamo Bay, they wouldn't have had to do any waterboarding. Waterboarding is relaxing compared to neuropathy. It's not an exaggeration. Steve, you had all these symptoms. No matter where you're located, Lighthouse Medical can help you, okay? No matter where you are in the United States. But even if you're local and you can't make it into their office, they can still help you. They understand that if you have neuropathy, you might not be able to get out of your house, okay? They understand that. So give them a call. When you call, make sure you mention you heard about them on the Steve Kane Show. because then you could take advantage of the no-charge consultation, which they only offer to our listeners. Okay, here's the number, 754-222-6642. 754-222-6642. That's 754-222-6642. And online, lighthousemedicalcenter.com. We'll be right back.
Hard.
If you're on hold, hang in there. We'll get to the calls in a bit.
6 to 9 right here on The Steve Kane Show.
Hi, this is Maureen Cohen from Nutrition World Palm Beach Gardens. We're so excited to be celebrating 50 years here in South Florida. The Cohen family started their first health food store in 1972. And ever
Yes,
since,
they emailed it to me. Yes, yes, it's good. Hold on. I don't want to. Okay.
Homeopathics, diet and fitness, and so much more. All your favorite top quality brands. We also have tons of natural foods like gluten-free, paleo, and organic, as well as health and beauty aids, pet foods, and more. Visit Vanessa, Trish, Denson, Scott, and Bruce. They're here 7 days a week for all your family's natural health needs. So stop by Nutrition World at the northeast corner of PGA Boulevard and Prosperity Farms Road in the Carmine's Market Plaza by the Prosperity entrance. You can call us or text us anytime at 561-626-4377. That's 626-4377. Or check out our website at nutritionworld.com. Come see us 7 days a week at Nutrition World, Palm Beach Gardens.
Mark Laporta, son of Al Laporta and proud second-generation owner of Laporta Roofing. As a military veteran who served in the Army after 9/11,
Okay, so we'll just tell them
same
and do
dedication and discipline to our family business. At Laporta Roofing, we've been serving our community for nearly 4 decades, and we're committed to continuing that legacy of excellence. Our team specializes in all types of roofing systems, from shingles to tile, slate, metal, and flat roofs. We're the go-to experts for single-family homes and HOA communities.
I usually take it off, but I'm
What
not.
sets us apart is our unwavering commitment to customer satisfaction.
Yeah.
We've personally implemented systems
Yeah.
to ensure you receive
Okay.
the best in customer service and workmanship.
But that's going to take some coordinating with us. And it's the first time to do it is best on a holiday.
100% sure we can handle it.
Yeah. It just might be rough.
Like you said, it's a holiday, so
Yeah.
we get the kinks out the way and then
Exactly.
that's time we get it.
Exactly.
To Lighthouse Medical Center in Pompano. Numbness, pain, burning, tingling in my hands and feet, muscle weakness, loss of balance, muscle twitching have all but disappeared. Say goodbye to your neuropathy symptoms. Call Lighthouse Medical Center for a free consultation. 754-222-6642.
At All Year, we offer same-day AC service and installation. Need to stay cool? Yes, all year. Need help today? Yes, all year. Zero down financing? Yes, all year. Call us today at 833-ALL-YEAR. That's 833-ALL-YEAR.
We take on the social justice
We'll get to the callers.
and then now the Steve Kane Show.
All right, we are back. By the way, we're going to be here live all week, okay? Even on the 1st, just so you guys know. Monday through Friday this week. It's like New Year's Eve and the 1st. We will be live here on the Steve Kane Show. All right, we're back. I'm Brian. Steve joining us early. Callers on hold. Hang in there.
It'll be brief, but I want to throw it into the mix. The difference between there's been a lot of attempts to control the budget through the years. It's the idea of the outrageous expenditures that people get all upset about when they read what the money's going to and all that, and attempting to stop that is not a new idea. It goes back decades. The difference is this time with a convoluting with the internet, combining what's going on with communication is the key thing. That's what Trump does best. He's a communications man. The people he hires, it looked like a common tie was they all had connections to Fox. You could make that case because there are a lot of Fox people in there, but they're all communications people. They're all people that know how to use the internet and use the various means of communication to stir up public opinion. And that's what's different about this time with Doge. The key
Yeah.
And Donald, between the two of them, they have a mass saturation that when they decide to get people upset about something, they have enough people participating that it makes a meaningful difference.
Yes.
Beyond what happened before. Do you agree with that?
Yeah. The people that Trump has brought in, like Pete Hegseth and these people from television, it's not just that they're right on the issues and qualified. They're professionals who have the ability to, what it's like. It's like in the days of the TV lawyers. If you got a high profile case, you want to have a lawyer that's good on television that can sell it. It's the same thing. He's brought in people like Pete Hegseth that aren't just qualified and right on the positions, but can sell it on television and online. That's the difference, and that's important.
Right, exactly right. And that's what a lot of this is about.
And that, what it's like, Steve? It's like President Reagan. He was so good on television because of his acting experience, even though he wasn't such a, that he could sell everything he was doing. So, yeah.
That was between Reagan and what's going on.
And not just that. It's not just that Trump is good like Reagan. He's hired a bunch of people as good as Reagan when it comes to communicating. Yeah, exactly.
Is to keep, and what the enemies are doing is trying to get us right amongst ourselves.
And they've had some success. And the reason they've had success, I was, those of you that watch me on YouTube, I did some YouTube things about this over the weekend in my podcast. There's a lot of people that feel slighted because of Elon Musk. The way I describe Elon Musk is to Trump what Bobby was to President Kennedy. He's that tight. And there's a lot of people that have been with Trump for years that don't like that they've been around and they think they should have that kind of access. And my guess is and I saw what happened over the weekend. There was some this debate that went on over the weekend over the H-1B visas. Did you see any of this over the weekend? Okay. Vivek Ramaswamy sent out a tweet which very likely will end his future in politics. He sent out this very insulting tweet to Americans that was written in the voice of a foreigner about how Indian culture is so much better than American culture, and it was really bad. And it started this debate over the H-1B visas, which is a minor issue that's not all that important. But a lot of MAGA people that have been strong MAGA people were going up against Elon Musk on this issue very vocally over the weekend. They're trying to get Trump to get rid of Elon Musk. And then what happened over the weekend is President Trump came out in favor of the position that Elon Musk had. And so today's the first Monday after. We'll see how all these MAGA people that were going up against Elon over the weekend, if they're going to go against Trump now or not.
Way to what's going on.
It's tied into everything. Yes, because they want this is what's crazy, because there's so much the way I describe what's going on, it's like I call it palace intrigue, because President Trump has a court. Okay? All presidents have a court, right? The people that are in their circle, like a king would have. All of them have it. And Elon Musk came out of nowhere. I mean, he was like a lifelong Democrat, and then after Trump got shot, he woke up, right? In Butler. And he has gotten to the top and passed over all these people in the court. And some of them are pissed off and don't like it and don't like him. And there was a conflict with Elon and Loomer and Jack Posobiec over the weekend and Steve Bannon and Vivek and all this stuff. And, everyone's got to shut up and dribble, okay? And be on the same page here.
Where does Trump fit into what you just
there are people, but there's the permanent Washington class, the Trump haters want Elon out. But a lot of MAGA people want Elon out too, because they've lost their access. He has more influence than they have, is what I'm telling you. So he's been with Elon. He came out in favor of Elon's position over the weekend, and nothing's breaking these two guys up. If they got rid of Elon and Doge still stayed in place, it would accomplish nothing. Vivek Ramaswamy is being billed as the co-leader of Doge with Elon Musk. That's not true. Okay, it's Elon. Vivek is just along for the ride. He's on Elon's coattails. Okay, Trump felt he got to give him something because he helped a little bit, but he didn't make him ambassador to India or anything. He put him on the Doge, and he's playing second banana to Elon. With Elon Musk is one of the most influential people in the world, and he's MAGA. He's Trump's best friend. He's the richest man in the world. And they're not going to be able to break these guys up. They're really trying hard, and it's really upsetting to see MAGA people trying to push Elon out of the way too. There was a lot of that over the weekend. Well, but like I said, Trump came down on Elon's side.
Do that.
Yeah. So now today is the new news cycle hasn't really begun yet, even though it's Monday because we're on a holiday week. So we will see if the MAGA people that were trying to bring Elon down over the weekend are going to back off and be on, because,
This is a very key point. I think we're getting to a lot of truth here. My question is, in terms of the new speakership, this thing that's up for grabs, that I, myself, I'm a little nervous. I mean, to me, Donald is like a god. He can do no wrong.
Yeah, I agree with that. I'm on the same boat with you on that.
We agree on that. I'm just trying to figure out what is the underlying issue on this vote, getting the speaker in there. What is it? There must be another issue other than, what is the issue that's threatens to sick this whole thing?
Well, the budget, I don't worry about the budget because the Trump's not president yet. So they were going to, the Democrats control the Senate and Biden's still president. So no, he'll, why, I have to hit the dump on that mic. Close. That's okay. The first syllable. Because there's going to be a new budget in March, okay, and that'll be a Trump budget, and this disastrous budget just highlights how out of control they are, and will make it easier for Trump and Elon Musk to get the right budget in March. So I don't worry about that. But you're.
No, how are they gonna? They can't do anything without a speaker.
Well, we have a speaker, Mike Johnson. He's still the speaker.
Majority, but for they moving in.
Well, whoever the speaker is will be a Republican. They're not, we just, hopefully it's a good one.
An agreement on this.
I know. There's a lot of sellouts. There's a lot of sellouts. It's a problem.
What's their excuse to fight?
It's like there used to be, there's some rhinos still around in the House. That's the way it is. There's some traitor Republicans in the House, just like we got a couple in the Senate.
Rhinos?
Yes. Now listen, if you're on hold, we're coming up on the top of the hour. I know some of you have been on hold for about an hour. But we'll take our break for the top, and then we'll come back to the calls. And we have not taken any calls yet, but we will go to the phones after the break. Well, if they, some of the people have been on hold for a long time, but we'll go to the calls after the break because we covered a lot in the last hour. I didn't say open phones, but we covered a lot of issues in the last hour. So anything that we covered in the last hour is fair game. And there's some other things we'll get to as the show progresses, but we will get to the calls after the break. I do, though, want to tell everybody that at MyPillow, there's a whole bunch of New Year's specials that are in effect. Some of the Christmas specials are still there. And before you know it, Valentine's Day will be here. So there's incredible deals with our promo code Kane at checkout, K-A-N-E. And also free shipping on orders over $75, which is an incredible deal. And some of the specials on the pillows are the lowest prices ever. The sandals and slippers as low as $9.50. The MyPillow 2.0 with the temperature regulating technology, just $7.49. The MyPillow of course, all with our promo code Kane at checkout, K-A-N-E. The classic MyPillow that started at all just $14.98. The MyPillow towels, incredible deals on those. the MyPillow pet beds, the MyPillow bathrobes. My wife and I each have one. Those are less than $60 now with our promo code Kane at checkout. And you can use our promo code Kane site-wide, and it's free shipping on orders over $75 with our promo code Kane, K-A-N-E, at checkout. You can also order by phone toll-free, 1-800-716-4879. 1-800-716-4879, promo code Kane, K-A-N-E. All right, if you're on hold, as I said, hang in there. It's the Steve Kane Show. Steve joining us early today. I'm Brian. We will take our break for the top of the hour. Come back with your calls, and there's a whole bunch more to get into as well. We'll be right back.
WSFS 104.3 HD3 Miramar, WIRK 101.1 HD3 Indiantown, and heard in Broward on 96.9 FM, Boca Raton on 95.3 FM, West Palm Beach on 95.9 FM, and in Martin County on 106.9 FM. Programming paid for by Vic Canales Media Group. Your home for the Steve Kane Show. From the All Year Cooling Weather Center, South Florida's #1 choice for same-day AC service and installation. Here's your oldies forecast.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Michael Marone from the All Year Cooling Weather Center. Today is Monday, December 30th, 2024, and right now it's 67 degrees outside. As we go throughout the day, though, temperatures are going to reach as high as 80 degrees with partly cloudy conditions expected throughout the whole day. So make sure you stay warm, stay hydrated, and have a wonderful start to your Monday.
Weather brought to you by All Year Cooling. Enjoy free AC replacement estimates along with same-day service and installation. Visit allyearcooling.com to schedule your service today. And remember, the All Year family is here to serve your family all year long. And now, a True Oldies traffic check. Brought to you by the Palm Beach Kennel Club.
Set for construction in Lake Worth, Hypo-Luxor Road from Lyons Road to Smith Farm Boulevard. Up to speed and no delays on the Turnpike at 95, north and south through Jupiter, Palm Beach, West Palm, and Lake Worth. This traffic update is sponsored by Lowe's. Lowe's knows how to save you time and money. Order what you need by 2 p.m. to get it delivered same day. Valid on eligible in-stock orders and select zip codes for same-day delivery subject to driver availability. Fees vary based on purchase. More terms apply. See Lowe's.com/same-day delivery for details. That's traffic. I'm Dory Don.
Traffic, a service of the Palm Beach Kennel Club. Happy New Year from PBKC. Start your year winning with the exciting $100,000 guaranteed Monster Multi-Flight Tournament January 2nd through the 5th, plus daily cash games, high hands, Mega Bad Beat jackpots, and table game fun featuring Ultimate Texas Hold'em and 3-card poker. PBKC is also your best bet for OTB action with big races from Fairgrounds, Gulfstream, Santa Anita, and more. For more information, go to pbkennelclub.com.
Brian Craig here. When it comes time to get my blood work done, I don't have time to spend hours in the doctor's office or waiting hours in one of those big labs. That's why I go to Any Lab Test Now of Boca and Any Lab Test Now of Coral Springs for all of my lab work. Their techs are highly skilled and professional, and their prices are guaranteed to be the lowest on lab work you'll find anywhere. Appointments aren't necessary. Doctor's orders and prescriptions, they're not needed either. I'm in and out in 15 minutes or less. I get the results the next day in my email box, and they also send it to my doctor. There's lots of Any Lab Test Nows around. These are the only 2 advertising on our radio station. So
You need some new talking points.
Any Lab Test Now of Boca and Any Lab Test Now of Coral Springs. Any Lab Test Now of Boca is in the Sandalfoot Plaza. That's where the Western Beef is, between Palmetto Park Road and Hillsborough Boulevard on the east side of State Road 7, 441. Any Lab Test Now of Coral Springs is on the southeast corner of University and Ramblewood by the Coral Square Mall. Call Any Lab Test Now of Boca at 561-237-5009. Any Lab Test Now of Coral Springs number is 954-906-5983. And don't forget to mention that you heard about them on the radio.
Do you suffer from neuropathy? I did, until I went to Lighthouse Medical Center in Pompano. Numbness, pain, burning, tingling in my hands and feet, muscle weakness, loss of balance, muscle twitching, all but disappeared. Say goodbye to your neuropathy symptoms. Call Lighthouse Medical Center for a free consultation. 754-222-6642.
Have you put off buying
buying new tires because you thought they were too expensive? Find friendly prices at Friendly Tire in Margate on both new and used tires. New tires as low as $70 a tire. That's out the door and on the road because Friendly Tire doesn't charge you to balance the tire or mount the tire. They have thousands of used tires in stock too, starting at just $30. Call for a quote right over the phone. 954-977-9445. 954-977-9445.
On the air since 1977. It's the Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig.
All right, hour number 2 has begun. I'm Brian. You're listening to the Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest-running radio show, celebrating 47 years on the radio. You know, they already cut the new rejoiner, Steve, for 48 years, which will start on the 1st. 48 years on the radio. I have heard it. It's very good. I can't believe that's a lot of numbers. And, you know, I believe this is the longest-running radio show with the same host in the United States. It's hard to prove that, but I believe so. If you look it up online, it says the Grand Ole Opry is the longest radio show, but it's not with the same host. You know what I mean? So that's you know. All right, if you're on hold, hang in there. We covered a lot in the first hour. 1-888-465-2631. You know, a lot of what's going on here is people are antsy. They're anxious because we always have these president-elect periods after the election. This one's dragging by because we all want Trump back yesterday, and it seems like it's been a year since he won re-election, and he's not in office yet. We got 3 weeks, okay? The 20th is 3 weeks away.
Incredible irony, though, if he's defeated all his enemies, foreign and domestic, if it ends up his own party ends up doing him in, that would be...
Well, that's what, sadly, that's what Republicans typically do. But we haven't, but you know, this is what you got to understand. We're going to have a different Congress than is in there now. We're going to have this, we don't have the Senate right now. We're going to have the Senate.
I understand we can't do any of those things without a speaker, right?
We're going to have a speaker. I don't know where you got this thing that we're not going to have a speaker. There's going to be a speaker. There's going to be a speaker.
The depths of fantasy.
This is what happens when you haven't slept for 72 hours, you know.
Could be
By the way, before I forget, there is a movie coming out that you will want to see. I'm not sure what's the Dylan movie.
Bob Dylan.
Oh no, I'm not a Bob Dylan sounds like a damn kazoo. Okay, I'm not a Bob Dylan fan. No, there's a movie coming out called The Order. You remember The Order? The Order are the ones that killed Alan Berg, the radio talk show host. Yeah, so it's about there was, if you ever seen the movie Talk Radio, it's based on a guy named Alan Berg who was, Eric Bogosian's in the movie, but it's based on a guy named Alan Berg who was a radio guy like Steve and me, and I learned a big, I've had some close, almost a couple times, but, you may have heard me say from time to time, and this is one of the things you told me long ago, I don't talk to the Klan, and I don't talk to white supremacists and do all this stuff, and, no, because you don't, they're not the real Klan. And what Alan Berg, no, not the real Klan. You're talking about a bunch of guys driving around. Those are not the real deal. What Alan Berg did was insane. He would get white supremacists calling him from like the white supremacist compounds, and he would talk to. He did the same kind of stuff that Steve and I do, similar style, but I'm sure we're better than he was. But he was insane. He would get these guys that were calling from the white supremacist compound on the phone, and he would talk to them like I talked to Never Trumper Steve or Liberal Al, and one of them shot him dead, assassinated him. Alan Berg, and it was his name. And there was a book written about him that I have. It's called Talked to Death. Talked to Death. And the movie is about, The Order is the name of the white supremacist organization. They made another, there were 2 movies made about this. One was Talk Radio, and the second one is a very good movie. The second one was with Tom Berenger and Deborah Winger, and what is that movie called? When Deborah Winger's undercover FBI, and Tom Berenger. I want to say it's not The Accused. What is the name of that movie? It's about the assassination of the radio host Alan Berg. Tom Berenger did it, and she's going undercover trying to bring them to justice. Not Demi Moore, no. Deborah Winger, nope. Deborah Winger and Tom Berenger. I cannot remember the name of the movie. Somebody I remember, but this movie, The Order, I saw a trailer for it last night. It looks really good. And it even shows the assassination of Alan Berg in it, and the guy they cast looks just like he really looked. All right, yeah, that's how the movie began. So the reason I don't talk to these people is because, and certainly not like I would talk to Never Trumper Steve or somebody or Jay from Jersey, is because of Alan Berg. He was talking to the real deal, and he was stupid. I mean, what he did was stupid. All right, well, anyway, let's go to the phones. Our number, 1-888-465-2631. Some of these people have been on hold over an hour. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Good morning, Brian and Steve. It's Jeff from Maine.
Hey, Jeff.
Hey, first of all, the Jimmy Carter thing. He was responsible in part for what happened with Iran, but that was going to happen anyway, Brian, no matter what.
You got anything else, Jeff? I don't want to talk about Jimmy Carter.
Okay, I'm sorry. Yes, the HBM, the college thing. I believe that Trump knows what he's doing. Elon's going to do what he's going to do, but he's under control from President Trump. He's, I don't believe he's...
You're going through them pretty quick, Steve. All right. Well, just have somewhere to go when you go. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
I'm glad I'm on. Steve, good morning. I'm glad I'm on because if Steve wasn't on the phone, Brian, you know what you'd say to me? Richie, you're just a loser and you don't like winning. You're in fantasy land. Steve is 150% right on this one. There is a total mess. First of all, the Freedom Caucus, and I have had sleep for 3 days. The Freedom Caucus, which is basically MAGA, were betrayed by McCarthy. And that's what dragged out that speaker vote, and they put Johnson in. Johnson just betrayed the speaker, just did the same thing. And when I said something to you, you said, oh no, he's working with Trump, he's there with Trump, and this is something's going on here, and Trump is behind all of this. Don't worry about it, Richie. Well, let me tell you something.
Hold on, Richie. Hold on 1 second. But Richie, Johnson has been working with the approval of Trump.
No, he's been with them, but he hasn't been working. He stabbed them in the back, and I told Brian he stabbed him in the back. Brian said, no, he didn't. Trump knows what's going on. He stabbed them in the back. The bottom line is that they wanted to raise the debt ceiling, and the Freedom Caucus, the MAGA people are so ticked off about that because they were lied to again. So he's going to be out because there's Massey and a bunch of them are not going to vote for him, even if Trump, whatever Trump does, they're not going to go along with it, Brian.
No, but that
so
doesn't
you said, oh, yeah, it's going to...
Because it shows that Trump's
No, it doesn't. It doesn't.
control of his party.
He doesn't. He's got a guy on...
He's not listen, Trump is not the president yet. You guys are acting... He's the president-elect.
He's going to be the president-elect for a long time because they're not going to have a speaker.
They are going to... you guys, who on Fox is saying this? There's not going to be a... There may be...
I don't watch Fox.
There may be... Listen. There may be many votes like we had last time, and it may take a couple of weeks. But there's going to be... But slow down for a second, guys. Can I say what I'm going to say and then tell me I'm wrong?
Say what he wants.
I don't care if the Congress doesn't get a speaker right away. I don't care if the Senate doesn't get their act together. Trump can get all his cabinet picks in. It's going to happen eventually.
It's not good for sure. I mean, if Trump is not able to control his own people, you can't tell me you think it's good for sure.
Oh, Trump will let them listen. If they get involved in some petty fight, if they get involved in some petty fight. We'll smoke out who we can trust and who we can't. And Trump will just be doing everything with executive orders and getting everything done with them out of his way.
Trump has to have a speaker in position to get sworn in. I believe that.
No. No. That's crazy. Oh, okay. Okay. You guys didn't articulate what you were saying. Okay. So this is okay. We're back in the Tom Clancy novel phase. So okay. So that's not true. What are you what are you talking about? You're talking about the certification on the 6th of January?
Yeah.
What are you talking about? Articulate what you're saying. You're saying that that Trump is not going. They're not going to certify on January 6th, or
without a speaker, and this guy will not be the speaker.
It will. It doesn't. It doesn't have to be. It does not have to be certified on January 6th. You mean to tell me how long?
That it could go for months. That's what I mean to tell you, and it could disrupt the whole.
No, it's not. It is not going to happen. They would. What they would know if you remember. No. I can't remember the name it's called. Somebody will know. Okay, now I know what you guys are saying. Okay, I understand what you're saying now. I'm sorry to say, Steve, you and Richie didn't really. I didn't understand what you were talking about. Now I do. Okay, during the last mess when they went through like how many votes for McCarthy and Johnson. There was a person, I don't remember the name of the position, but during the speaker fight, when we officially didn't have a speaker, there was a lower ranking Republican who was the de facto speaker during that period and was handling everything. Who said that?
Oh my God! They've been talking about this on the radio forever.
No, that's no. Who said that? The whatever that position is, I can't remember who got the job and whoever it was. No, they can certify. The election is certified by the vice president, the president of the Senate, and that's Kamala Harris. She's going to certify it. We'll have this underling who will be like a de facto speaker. I don't remember what they call that job during that time. It'll be fine.
I gotta check this. What makes you think that
Now I understand why you've been up for 3 days. You've been getting some bad information.
No, all the Democrats are against Trump.
Participate in a positive way for Trump.
Well, if she doesn't, it falls to the next in line in the Senate, the Senate pro tempore.
It comes to certifying the president of the United States.
Yes, it does. You guys are so wrong.
And on top of that.
So this is okay. Now slow down. Okay, the way this works, the presidency, Biden's term is up at noontime on January 20th. He's no longer the president and no longer has any authority. So you mean to tell me that on Inauguration Day at noon, President Trump's still not going to be certified, so he can't be sworn in? So who's going to run the country? What's going to happen?
Well, let me tell you something. There hasn't been anyone running the country for the last 4 years, my friend.
Nah, that's a cop-out. That's a cop-out. If at noon time... No, listen. No. Slow down. The term of Biden, no matter even if Trump were not sworn in, okay? Because this, I remember that, and the reason I know this is, yeah.
Country, if the president and the vice president are not able to run the country, go ahead, tell me.
Well,
Speaker of the House, what the hell happened?
The pro tempore of the Senate, whoever that is.
Pro tempore.
There will be.
Of the House becomes
It's president, vice president, Speaker of the House, and then the Senate pro tempore. It go the way it goes after the line of succession. It's president, vice president, Speaker of the House, and then the pro tempore of the Senate, whoever that is.
and let me say this to you. If that all happens,
That's a fact. Didn't you take social studies in 5th grade? This is what we all learned.
total disaster. It'll be a total disaster for.
That's not going to happen. So at noon. So slow down. Now I understand why. You were in a panic, Steve. It's a fan. You guys are in La La Land, okay? I mean, I could hype it up. Yeah.
Wait a minute, baby. If you're right.
We got a break. We're late. We're 5 minutes late for the break. Can we break? We'll talk about it. Richie, we'll take care. All right. We'll if you're on hold, hang in there. Yeah, no, we'll talk about this. We're just late for the break. We'll be right back.
The Steve Kane Show live on air now. 888-GO-KANE-1. This is the Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig.
Hello, it's Scott Shannon with a quick reminder that the oldies are back on the radio right after 10 this morning, right here on South Florida's True Oldies Channel.
Oh, this is great. Okay. Oh, this is great. Oh my goodness.
When it comes to dental work, there's no
This
one
is
better
nuts.
than Dr. Gupta at Brighton Dental. But don't just take my word for it. This is Richie the bus driver.
She won't be.
Who called in on the air to share his experience with Dr. Gupta.
You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Yeah, this is Richie. Dr. Gupta. I go 139 miles to this guy. I had a broken tooth. He fixed it. It was supposed to be temporary. It lasted 2 years. He put dentures in my mouth that are a lot cheaper than anybody else. And he's excellent and no pain. I recommend this guy. To me, he's the best ever. So I want to get that out of the way.
Listen to Richie the bus driver. Go see Dr. Gupta at Brighton Dental. 954-922-4633. 954-922-4633.
Now back to the Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig. Listen in the Palm Beaches on 95.9 FM.
All right. Okay. Now I got everything. I got everything figured out for you. Everything figured out for you.
Do you understand, in lieu of what just happened in the last segment, why I wanted to avoid letting Jimmy Carter become this?
No, not at all. No, because I had a very good hook and angle on that, but that's okay. But if I was doing what like Joyce would do, call in with your Jimmy Carter memory or something, yeah, she'd be correct. Okay, now I understand why you have been up for 3 days, and Richie sounds like he's on his period, okay? You're getting all kinds of information here. Okay, so let's walk through this, okay? We all know January 6th is the day of the certification of the presidency. And you guys believe that we're not going to have a speaker, so the certification is not going to take place on the 6th, and we're not going to have a speaker on the 20th, which means if we don't have a speaker, they've never been able to certify the election, and Trump can't become president. That's your premise, right? That has you freaked out. Do I have that correct? That's what you've been telling me. No. We got other callers on hold. No, I let Richie go, but that's what you've been telling me. That is okay. Let's say there's a couple things in play here. Then we'll go to the phones. Okay. If you'd have told me this in the beginning, I would have understood. I didn't understand where you were coming from. Now I do. Okay. I understand your panic, but you have nothing to worry about. Okay. The way it works, okay, the president, if let's just say this Tom Clancy-like novel scenario happened, and we don't have a speaker, it's noontime, January 20th, we still don't have a speaker, the election has not been certified by the House in your guys' mind, who would be president, right? It would not be Biden, and it would not be Kamala. Biden's term is up at high noon on January 20th, okay? And that is a fact. If they put off his if they put off his inauguration, Biden would not continue his presidency. I know this because Bill Clinton showed up late to George Bush's inauguration. And I remember there was a panic at the time because we legally didn't have a president for however long it was. And I remember watching Peter Jennings talking about if there was a nuclear strike, what would have happened? Okay, and so I remember that's a fact. The way the line of succession works with the presidency, everybody knows it's vice president, then it's Speaker of the House. After that, it's the Senate pro tempore. Now, currently, that's Patty Murray. She's the Senate pro tempore. She's in line after the Speaker in the line of succession. However, the new senator-elects are sworn in on January 3rd, just like the new House members, okay? So let's just say that there's no speaker and there's no certification. We come to January 20th, there's still no speaker, there's still no certification. Who would be president? There's a couple of possibilities. We're talking about it. There would be a crisis because this is something that's never happened before, if this were to happen. It would be confusing because it never happened. There's a couple of possibilities that would happen. Now, this is to say, I'm not sure if we got to that point and they were saying that he hasn't been certified yet, it would be a crisis because the people that run Washington would like to prolong this so he doesn't get sworn in. Oh, I'd have popcorn. I'd be eating popcorn watching this on TV. It'd be historic. I'm living through history. Yeah. Okay. There's a couple possibilities. No, there's a couple possibilities. One, they may not need a speaker to certify the election on January 6th, okay? And I'll tell you why. When they do the certification, everybody was watching last January 6th, 4 years ago, so we know how it works, right? For the certification, it's a joint session of Congress, right? You have, and it's because the president of the Senate, who is the vice president, does the certification. So Kamala Harris would be running the House that day, not the speaker. So she would certify it without a speaker, maybe. Okay, maybe. If she's sober. Right, if she's sober.
This is meant to calm my fears.
But let's say that doesn't happen, right? Let's say that they say we can't certify it, we don't have a speaker, and Kamala says, well, I can't do it, there's no speaker. When January 20th were to come around, there's another couple possibilities. One, there's the Congress still functions without an official speaker. We know this because we had these long votes with McCarthy and this great guy we have now, right? Johnson.
They think the market would look like on a day like
Well, you're getting this. Let me focus in on the congressional thing. I can't worry about the financial markets, right now. There's two possibilities with that. So there's no speaker. Kamala would not certify the election on the 6th. It's noontime, January 20th. There's been no certification. What could happen? There's a couple of possibilities, okay? One, the Supreme Court, if this wouldn't just happen without anything happening, okay? If they didn't certify on the 6th, the panic would start to set in. And as we got closer to the 20th, the panic would increase. At some point, someone like Team Trump would go to the Supreme Court and ask for an intervention. It is possible that, again, we're in uncharted territory here, okay? We're in Hunt for Red October, Tom Clancy territory, okay? The Supreme Court could come in and say it doesn't matter, he won, and they could swear Trump in, maybe. Another possibility, there's two other possibilities, okay?
the Trump force is doing at this point.
Oh, they're loving it, because if they can, if they could keep him from being sworn in just by an hour, they'll view it as a victory, right? If it's January 20th at 1 p.m. and he gets sworn in an hour late, they'll consider that a victory. One less hour of MAGA. Okay, so that's one possibility. They go to the Supreme Court, they get involved, and the Chief Justice swears them in. That's a possibility. Trump, because he did win, even though Kamala didn't certify it in this scenario. Another possibility is that the de facto speaker that runs the thing while they're voting on a speaker, because we had this happen during the McCarthy-Johnson 12-vote time, if you remember, that person could become the acting president during this crisis. There's okay, so that's a possibility. So Trump's still not president, and some guy who I don't even know who this could be. He could be from the 2nd District of Nebraska. I don't know. Is the acting president. If that's not possible, the Senate pro tempore is next in the line of succession, and they will be in place. The new Senate doesn't have to worry about this speaker garbage. They get sworn in on the 3rd, too, and they elect their leadership, including the Senate pro tempore. Although Patty Murray is the Senate pro tempore today, it'll be a Republican picked by the new Senate on the 20th.
Well, then, I'm left with Tim, and I want to bounce this off you, see if I got it right. The bottom line of your scenario is you don't know.
Nobody knows, because you're writing. You guys are writing novels here.
Nobody knows.
Nobody knows. It's chaos. But the Senate pro tempore, you gotta, who that'll be, we don't know. But that it'll be chaos. Yes, it'll be chaos.
Feel better out there?
Yeah, and watch it. The Russians may attack because we'll be very vulnerable because nobody will know who's in charge, and China too. We might get attacked by China. Canada might invade actually at that time, and Mexico might retake Texas. I don't know. It would be chaotic. It would be chaotic. But I don't. I just cannot imagine that happening, Steve. No, I mean, okay. Now I understand why you and Richie are flipping out. But somebody must be talking about. Who did you hear? Who was talking about this over the weekend in the news? Because I didn't hear anybody talk about this.
No, I have it in my notes.
Who did you see talking about this though? Because I've not heard this scenario. Richie says everyone's talking about it. I guess.
Yeah, I agree.
Well, I didn't hear it. So where did you hear it?
Had to be on Fox.
Oh, well, I don't watch Fox too much.
You should.
Well, maybe I should just take a creative writing class. I mean, because whoever came up with, listen, this is the period between Christmas and New Year's is a difficult time in the news business, okay? So is it at all possible, Steve, that in a slow, controversial news time, Fox News crafted this insane scenario to kill time on the air that has you and Richie in a panic? Okay.
No, I don't believe it.
Okay. All right, let's take our break for the bottom of the hour, and we'll come back with your calls after this.
making morning radio great again. I think you're gonna really love it. It's the Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig.
And on January 20th, I don't know.
The greatest rock and roll hits of the 60s and 70s coming up this morning. From the All Year Cooling Weather Center, South Florida's #1 choice for same-day AC service and installation. Here's your oldies forecast.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Michael Marone from the All Year Cooling Weather Center. Today is Monday, December 30th, 2024, and right now it's 67 degrees outside. As we go throughout the day, though, temperatures are going to reach as high as 80 degrees with partly cloudy conditions expected throughout the whole day. So make sure you stay warm, stay hydrated, and have a wonderful start to your Monday.
Weather brought to you by All Year Cooling. Enjoy free AC replacement estimates along with same-day service and installation. Visit allyearcooling.com to schedule your service today. And remember, the All Year family is here to serve your family all year long. And now, a true oldies traffic check. Brought to you by the Palm Beach Kennel Club.
That's it for construction in Jupiter, US 1 north and south between A1A and Old Dixie Highway. Up to speed and no delays on the Turnpike at 95 north and south through Jupiter, Palm Beach, West Palm, and Lake Worth. This traffic update is sponsored by Mattress Firm. Score deep discounts and deeper sleep during Mattress Firm's semi-annual sale and clearance. Take up to 60% off select mattresses and more, plus get a free adjustable base on qualifying purchases. Shop today for free and fast delivery. Restrictions apply. That's traffic. I'm Dory Don.
Traffic, a service of the Palm Beach Kennel Club. It's showtime in the package. Exciting 2025 lineup with fabulous dinner shows like Start Me Out, a tribute to the Rolling Stones on January 10th, Memories of Elvis Valentine's Day, Splish Splash, the music of Bobby Darin, comedian Patrick Warburton, and more. The paddock is your best bet for OTB action and Sunday football playoffs with wing and drink specials and over 140 HD TVs and big screens. For tickets and info, go to ppkennelclub.com.
Tom Laporta here from Laporta Contracting, Roofing, and Building Restoration. I am pleased to say our relationship with the Steve Kane Show and the show's listeners keeps getting stronger and stronger. The Steve Kane Show listeners are truly the best customers we have ever had. They are courteous, intelligent, honest, and quite...
Oh my goodness.
We have completed thousands of projects.
Now I understand the panic.
Repairs, single-family homes, large HOA complexes, and churches with great success, and every one of those customers are like family. We have all kinds of roofs from asphalt shingles, clay, and concrete tile, standing metal seam, slate tile.
I think I need a haircut because I have my hat's getting tight. That means I'm growing hair.
Call me on my cell at 954-604-4602 or find us on the web at laportacontracting.com. The number again is 954-604-4602.
If you're on hold, hang in there.
Is your AC system ready for this year's coming summer? If not, our team of expert technicians are ready to check, test, and inspect. At CMI Air Conditioning, we only install the very best equipment, like Trane XV systems. CMI has been redefining home comfort with Trane AC systems all over South Florida. You know what they say, it's hard to stop a train. Call CMI Air Conditioning and Electrical today to get your AC system ready. 561-844-1004 or online at cmiac.com.
Brian Craig here. Our 6th annual cruise is coming up, and you're all invited. This time, we're sailing for 7 nights on Celebrity Cruise Line's newest ship, the Ascent, to Puerto Plata, St. Thomas, and St. Martin. We set sail March 30th. We have private shore excursions, private cocktail parties, group activities. We're going to go to the shows together and much, much more. Call in at Cruise and Travel Depot right now. 561-244-5779. 561-244-5779. And online at cruisingdepot.com to make your reservation and lock in our private group rate. Nothing comes close to Celebrity Cruises.
Now, back to the Steve Kane Show with
All right, callers on hold. Stand by. Did I calm you down, Steve? Or are you more? Oh, oops, sorry.
Suggestion, if I might. I think we ought to go to the phones at this point and try to, by moving things along, try to get the people onto this. I think it's.
All right, no, it's fine. That's fine. That's fine. You know, this is what This is I'm not opposed to that. All the calls are screenless, so listen. If you'd like to call in, remember it is Monday. Open phones is on Friday, but anything we brought up is fair game today. But open phones is Friday. But I'd like to know who the root promoter of this bizarre theory on Fox is, that Trump's not going to be sworn in. Was this Karl Rove's? I mean,
Bizarre theory.
It's crazy.
They're asking a question.
It's insane. No, I gave you the answer. It's not going to happen. All right, let's go. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from? You're on the air. All right. Once, twice. All right. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from? Oh, that was my fault, by the way, that last call. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from? You're on the air. I can hear you.
Can you hear me?
I can.
Go ahead, sir.
Hey, sorry, I was on for about 5 minutes and I was cut off. Watching your show for about a year. Can you guys still hear me?
Yes. You're doing great.
Okay.
Go ahead.
I wouldn't go that far.
Thank you. So I don't have much to say about Carter or his administration. I was born roughly.
All right. Wake up. Oh my goodness. He was on hold so long, Steve. He fell asleep. I woke him up. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Okay.
You're getting these great calls on this topic. You're on the air. What's your name? I got the Steve. I've got the phones under control. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from? Oh boy. Gee whiz. You're on the air. This is like the 10th call I've taken in a row here. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
This is Mike from Louisiana.
Oh, yes, Mike.
Let me assuage Steve with this thing. One, this is a creative writing course that whomever's come up with, right? Number one, we're gonna have a speaker, and it's gonna be who Trump wants as speaker. Because remember, I pointed this out to you on the radio that he went to the House and Senate and had them kiss the ring. He's in charge. All right, Trump is in charge. So, and as far as the Senate goes, we already know that.
If that's true, there's no problem, and we're fighting over nothing. Okay, that's the best case scenario, if that's true.
Yeah.
It seems to me this is what it seems to me. Okay, it seems to me that they're not very creative on Fox, that they came up with this insane scenario. It sounds like something that never. You know what it's like? It sounds like the Never Trumpers have come up with this scenario, wishing it'll happen to keep Trump out of office for as long as they can.
Many times to blow it off.
It's a crazy. I mean, this is insane to me.
It's every time they do it, it's insane.
No, I don't see any of this scenario happening. Do you, Mike?
No, I don't. And think about it. Also, on the Senate side, we already know that John Thune's going to be the leader of the majority leader of the Senate. I'm sure he and Trump have in mind who he wants as the pro tem of the Senate.
It may already be decided. We just don't know who it is.
He's not a
That's right.
Candidate.
Right. But the president pro tem is. And I mean, this was probably something that have come out with.
Yes.
Floated out.
Listen, this is what it is, okay? The Never Trumpers and the Democrats are pretty depressed right now. Trump won. We control the House, the Senate, the Supreme Court, and the White House, and they're trying to give the Never Trumpers and the Democrats some hope that there's still some scenario that Trump won't come into office. As an example, The Hill over the weekend had this like 5,000 word story in The Hill about how, by the way, Mike, thanks for the call, about how Kamala will not certify Trump because he came up with an insurrection. You know, he organized an insurrection and he's disqualified. And if she won't certify it, since she came in second place in the Electoral College, she'll become the president. So this is just trying to give some hope to these never-Trumpers and Democrats that they could keep Trump out of the White House still. This is crazy talk. But I'll tell you this, if it doesn't happen and there's chaos in the streets, you want to get that free doorbell camera offer from Sloman so you'll be protected. You'll have your system. You'll be able to see who's outside and everything else. You know, the doorbell camera, you get a notification on your cell phone every time there's movement at your door. It's absolutely amazing. I love it. And Sloman's, they're going to give you a free doorbell camera that connects directly to your cell phone with the installation of your Sloman Shield. Sloman's is also going to give you a free, customized home security system and professional installation when you use their low-cost central station monitoring. You get an LED touchscreen, a motion detector, 10 contacts for your doors and windows, a lifetime warranty, a backup battery, and a free doorbell camera with the installation of your Sloman Shield. Give them a call, toll free, 1-833-283-5050. 1-833-283-5050. 1-833-283-5050. It's the Steve Kane Show. I'm Brian. Steve is here. If you're on hold, stand by. We'll be right back.
The cold
Truth. Delivered morning 6 to 9 right here on The Steve Kane Show.
And their free home security system and free doorbell camera with professional installation offer is here. Yeah, finally some great news. How would you like a free doorbell camera? You get a doorbell camera, you get a doorbell camera, and you can get a doorbell camera. The first 40 true oldies listeners who call 833-283-5050 will get this limited time offer of a free doorbell camera that connects directly
Oh, my.
with installation of your Sloman Shield. And that's not all. Sloman's will give you a free customized home security system and professional installation when you use their low-cost central station monitoring. So you're going to get an LED touchscreen pad, 10 contacts, backup battery, and service. Plus, if you're one of the first 40 true oldies listeners to call 833-283-5050, you'll receive a free doorbell camera with installation of your Sloman Shield. Keep your family safe. Call 833-283-5050. That's 1-833-283-5050.
This is Steve Kane. I want to tell you about my favorite restaurant in all of South Florida, Wings Plus in Coral Springs. Wings just the way you like them. Plump, tender, and delicious, crispy on the outside, succulent on the inside. Everything homemade, nothing comes out of a can. Dozens of specialty sauces that will make your mouth water. Wings Plus, located in Coral Springs, a mile west of University on the south side of San
If you're new, make sure you subscribe. And if you're already subbed, do me a favor, like the video, share the video if you don't mind. But if you're new, please subscribe. I'll be here live all week, including New Year's Eve and New Year's Day.
Cruises for 4 start at just $99 out of Palm Beach, with 3rd and 4th guests sailing free and plenty of onboard credit and free upgrades to make your next cruise the ultimate escape to paradise. It's the perfect way to recharge while exploring the Bahamas, soaking up stunning ocean views, and making memories you'll never forget. But you gotta hurry. Cabins are filling up fast. Go to margaritavillatesea.com
All right, we are back 48 minutes after the hour. I'm Brian. Steve is here. You are on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hi, hello?
Yes, you're on the air.
Hi, yes. My name is Di. I'm calling from Maryland.
Mm-hmm.
Again, it's my first time actually coming onto your platform.
Oh. Well, welcome.
Thank you. So I have a question in regards to the 14th Amendment and just what is your feeling about, like, I have my reasons on why I think Fox is kind of propagating some of these theories is because of the fact that in the 14th Amendment, in the Clause 3, it's the disqualification. When the Supreme Court was not able to make a decision and they said that they can't keep Trump off the ballots, what it was saying is that has Trump been involved in an insurrection? Was his influence in any way?
His influence? Well, the answer to your question is no. He was not involved in an insurrection. He did not inspire an insurrection. He did not lead or take part in an insurrection.
So what did he see when he was speaking with his constituents?
What do you mean? He said peacefully. Let your voices be heard and go peacefully.
So, no, I'm saying, okay, so he said peacefully, right?
Correct. Let your voices be heard. Free speech. Yeah, he didn't know. In fact, even Liz Cheney's committee and Comey's FBI cleared Trump of any wrongdoing in an insurrection.
And now they're coming after Liz.
Yes.
So you're saying that from the understanding when they were just talking about the disqualification clause, what I'm saying is that he was not cleared of.
Well, in America, I don't know. Maryland. You're in Maryland, USA. In America, you are not guilty until proven guilty in a court of law and judged by a jury of your peers. So the fact that he hasn't been found not guilty of something doesn't mean he's guilty of it. Exactly.
So my question is this, okay, guys, is that I just want to find out where there is a common ground for all of us.
Trump won the election. He's the president-elect, and on January 20th, he'll be the 47th president. That's it. Sorry.
Of Elon Musk, do you have any concern about the influence of Elon?
What should we be concerned about? You're a black woman, right? You're black?
No.
You're African American. You sound black. She sound black to you? You sound like Elon Musk. I was going to say he's the richest African American. You should support him. But what concern should we have of Elon Musk?
Okay, so
does she sound black to you? Sounds black to me.
That has come into, if we actually look at the history of Elon Musk, right?
Yeah. What history? What history are we looking at? Tell us. What should we be looking at?
So when he came in on a student visa, right?
Yes.
His student visa had expired.
Okay.
Him going through the navigation system that he wants to now, push forth for other people, not himself, but for other people.
I don't listen. You're a bunch of gobbledygook. You first you said you're trying to make this case that Trump is not qualified to be president, right? Because some insurrection fantasy you have, and now you asked if we have some concerns about Elon Musk. No, I have no, and I don't. I think I can speak for you, Steve. No, we have no concerns about Elon Musk.
You don't feel that Elon Musk not being from America and also not going through the navigation system, which he broke the law within our...
Do you know that President Trump is a first-generation American? His mother is from Scotland. No, we in MAGA world, we love immigrants. A lot of people are not from here originally. We love them.
And so my family's not from here.
Well, there you go. Where's your family from?
Bermuda.
Bermuda, okay, yeah. So why should we be concerned about Elon Musk?
Because I think that I think that we're fighting we're going.
If Elon Musk, let me for this. Elon Musk has the highest security clearance the United States has because he's got this, he's NASA, right? SpaceX. If obviously Joe Biden and the Democrats are not concerned because they let him, he launched 2 rockets just on Saturday right here in Florida. You know, he launches rockets all over the place. If he's not trustworthy, why did they let this untrustworthy man have top security clearance and launch rockets?
So I think that's because a lot of things are compartmentalized.
Compartmentalized. What are you concerned? Are you concerned about Trump?
I'm concerned about the influence of the difference between being a nationalist and loving our country.
What's the difference between being a nationalist and loving our country? Can you explain that to me?
I think that there's a difference between being a nationalist and a globalist.
What's the difference? Okay, is one good and one bad? Which one is it bad to be a nationalist?
I think that loving your country, other countries love their countries where they're from. If you're from Britain, you're considered British.
You know, Elon Musk was a lifelong Democrat until the Never Trumpers shot President Trump. And then he felt a strong, a bit of American pride and became MAGA after the Never Trumpers shot the president and Butler.
I don't think he just sat up here and went against MAGA. He's going against MAGA as we speak.
Who?
Of MAGA.
Trump is MAGA. And Trump is on Elon's side. So no, he's not going against MAGA.
People are MAGA.
President Trump is MAGA.
Okay, I understand that. What I'm trying to say is that I think that it is a situation of we are about to give our country to a globalist and allow the influence of Elon Musk's personal agenda and his relationships with global
Exactly.
states. And I think that we need
what is Elon Musk's personal agenda that you're concerned about? His globalist agenda.
Okay, the globalist agenda is the fact that he is going to replace. It's not about this race war and all of these different things that they're trying to combat. The idea is that it's a self-serving agenda.
Why'd you vote for President Trump? No kidding. I just asked you in a different way. Well, you had to decide for a second whether you're going to tell the truth or not. Without that dead air was like thinking, okay, so you didn't vote for Trump. You voted for Kamala?
Yes.
Okay. So why all this pretending about Elon Musk? You just don't like Trump.
It's about us against the elite, against a group of people that just needed to utilize you for your vote to be able to position a bunch of people that have a global agenda.
See, the elite are the Democrats. You understand that, right? Oh yeah, the global agenda.
Come on now. We're talking about
Excuse me. Wait, take a breath. Can you enlighten us on what the global agenda is?
That you're concerned about? That Elon supports?
So that Elon, you're not concerned with his relationship?
No, you're answering my question with a question.
Yes.
I wanted an answer. Explain to me what you think the global agenda is. You brought it up, so it's a fair question.
Being the number one and being in the number one spot for so long, we have been a problem for other countries in that aspect. And I think the fact of the arrogance of us saying that we're number one.
Steve, she doesn't think we're number one. It's arrogant to think America's number one. America's not number one?
We're not the number one in technology. No, we're not.
Yes, we are. Yes, we are. Yes, we are. Elon Musk landed that rocket back on the launch pad. Nobody else can do that. We're number one. What country is better than us?
An immigrant.
Which country is better than us? Which country is better than us?
First of all,
Bermuda?
The world. I mean, you mean the tax haven for all the elite? Probably.
So you do not. Hold on a second. Your family abandoned their country to come to America. You think there's a country better than the United States? We're not number one. Tell me what country is better than America. What country is better than the United States? You said we're not number one. It's arrogant to think that. What country is number one then?
The countries that are...
Name one.
In innovation. I'm just saying that...
Excelling. What country is number one if we're not?
Let me ask you because...
Oh, another question, Steve. No, you said it's arrogant for us to think we're number one. That's President Trump and Elon's position is we're number one. But you don't think you're the globalist. You're saying they're globalist. You're the globalist.
Understand we have poverty. We have the highest rate of crime and guns that and killings within our own country.
That's not true. None of that's true. What you just said's not true. We do not have the number one killings in our country. Listen, we got to run for our break at the top, but thanks for the call and call us again. Yeah, please call again. Yeah, misguided, but by the way, I think she's black. I think she did not tell the truth about that. We'll take our break like that caller. Oh yeah, and her family's from Bermuda? Come on. All right, listen, we'll take our break for the top. If you're on hold, hang in there. We'll be back right after this.
Programming paid for by Vic Canales Media Group. Your home for the Steve Kane Show. From the all-year cooling weather center, South Florida's #1 choice for same-day AC service and installation. Here's your oldies forecast.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Michael Marone from the All Year Cooling Weather Center. Today is Monday, December 30th, 2024, and right now it's 67 degrees outside. As we go throughout the day, though, temperatures are going to reach as high as 80 degrees with partly cloudy conditions expected throughout the whole day. So make sure you stay warm, stay hydrated, and have a wonderful start to your Monday.
Weather brought to you by All Year Cooling. Enjoy free AC replacement estimates along with same-day service and installation. Visit allyearcooling.com to schedule your service today. And remember, the All Year family is here to serve your family all year long. And now, a true oldies traffic check.
38.
Brought to you by the Palm Beach Kennel Club.
Just did you notice how long it took her to answer when I knew she was a Democrat, but I asked her in a way. I said, "Why did you vote for President Trump?" And it was she didn't say anything for a couple seconds.
Guaranteed Monster Multi-Flight Tournament January 2nd through the 5th, plus daily cash games, high hands, mega bad beat jackpots, and table game fun featuring Ultimate Texas Hold'em and 3-card poker. PBKC is also your best bet for OTB action with big races.
She was thinking, should I tell the truth or lie?
Santa Anita and more. For more information, go to pbkennelclub.com.
On the air since 1977, it's the Steve Kane Show.
All right, hour number 3 has begun. It's the Steve Kane Show. I'm Brian. Steve Kane is here. And on the line, Steve, we have your attorney, Attorney Barry Siegel from the Siegel Law Group. Attorney Barry Siegel, happy Monday. Oh, yeah, it's New Year's week. So what do you have for us here at the end of the year?
We're coming up to the very end of the year, so today and tomorrow. So today I just wanted to talk about, if you watch any of these, Today Show or any of these shows, that they have some expert coming on telling you the things you should be doing at the end of the year regarding your taxes to make sure that you get all the possible deductions. And of course, absolutely do that. Talk to your accountant or your CPA, your tax preparer, and make sure you have all of those things handled. But when we're talking about saving money, for those of you who may need care, either coming up soon, or you're on the verge of needing care, those decisions are being made, or maybe you're already receiving care. And I'm talking about home care, assisted living facilities, nursing homes. All of those are very expensive levels of care. And the question is, how are we going to pay for it? And if you don't have long-term care insurance that's going to cover it, not just now, but as long as you need it, then the options end up being either spending your own money or qualifying for government benefits, and that government benefit is Medicaid. And the kinds of money that the amount of money that we're talking about, you could be spending $10,000 to $15,000 a month on a nursing home. You could be spending roughly $5,000, $6,000, $7,000, $8,000 a month on assisted living, depending on the level of care. And home care can get very expensive. If you just needed 40 hours of care a week, you're looking at probably about $5,000, $6,000 a month. So for anybody on a fixed budget, a fixed income, and a nest egg in their retirement years, that could be devastating. And so while it's important to make sure that you get all your deductions this year, it will save you some money. This is where you could save serious money to make sure that you don't end up spending down your assets and potentially going broke or leaving broke. So
yeah. It sounds like even a lot of well-to-do people could end up broke.
This is not for people who are already impoverished. If you're already impoverished, you don't need an attorney to help you become eligible to qualify for this.
Yeah.
This is not going to be for the ultra high net worth people as well. It's going to be for where most of us are, where most people are. You're not going to be on the Forbes 100, but it's also for people who have no asset.
And yeah, and it's always a no-charge consultation with the Siegel Law Group. If you mention you heard Attorney Barry Siegel on the program, and no matter where you are in the state of Florida, the Siegel Law Group can help. Online at SiegelLawGroup.com, SiegelLawGroup.com, or call toll-free 855-FLA-3782. 855-FLA-3782. All right, Barry Siegel, we will talk later in the week. All right, take care. All right, okay, we are back. You back with us, Steve? You know, that last caller, they got all these questions, They keep asking this question. It's such a funny... Oh, yeah.
When we asked her a little bit about the fact that we're about to annex Canada and Greenland.
And take Panama back.
That fits right in with her fantasy.
Yeah. Well, it's such a funny thing, when you do this, yeah, absolutely. When you do this long enough, you go through these eras of talking points that the libs have, and their latest talking points are you don't have concerns about Elon Musk, and then you ask them what remember that old talking point, the party of Strom Thurmond. You're the party of Strom Thurmond. And you say, well, tell me about Strom Thurmond. You're the party of it. You know it. When you're talking to liberals with their talking points, like when she asked, if you noticed, and I'm not giving the caller a hard time. This is probably the first time she ever talked to a conservative, okay? And she was talking to the two of them about these things. They have all these questions, and all their friends just nod in agreement when they ask. They never have anybody actually respond. There's nothing to be concerned about with Elon Musk. He is the Albert Einstein of our time, and he's MAGA. He's the richest man in the world. He's also the richest man who's ever lived, and he's MAGA. He gave us back our manned space program, which we did not. Obama shut down our manned space program. Elon gave it back to us with SpaceX. I watch his rockets take off almost every day here in Florida. Yeah. And
the time comes for us to get the public worked up about the crap that goes on in government spending. Elon is the guy who can generate the response.
Exactly.
To be heard.
And they got this thing. They're calling him elitist. They're elitist because they're billionaires and he's the richest. Who do you want to go to when it comes to financial advice? Do you want to go to the richest man in the world, or do you want to go to some wino, Kamala Harris, who got her job by having sex with married men? I mean, you want when you're looking for financial advice, you go to someone who's successful, not someone who's broke. You know, Jimmy Carter, when he left office, was financially bankrupt. He lost the peanut farm, Steve. You know, you don't. I'm not kidding. I heard him say it himself that he was bankrupt. He said it's very expensive to live in the White House. I never heard Trump complain about that. He doesn't even take a salary. But no, these are not. Elitist is not how much you're worth. It's how much you think you're better than everyone else. Nancy Pelosi is an elitist. She thinks she's better than us. In fact, remember about a year ago, Nancy Pelosi says, my husband says that the peasants have dinner at 6. We dine at 9. You remember when she said that? That's an elitist. Elitist is an attitude. It's a personality. It's not, you know, if somebody wins the Powerball and they're a billionaire, they still might be white trash, okay? Even though they got $1 billion from the Powerball. Elitist is not what your net worth is. It's your attitude towards others. You want to take some more of these calls? All right, let's go. Our number 1-888-465-2631. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Good morning. Hello?
Yes.
Hey! Good morning, IB and Broward.
Yes.
Happy New Year's. Just in case I don't speak to you before New Year's, Happy New Year's, Steve. Brian, thank you, sir. I'm glad how you gave her that string. I mean, if she wasn't a professional seminar caller, she should get the job on the next cycle because she was pretty good. And eventually the emotions will boil up like boundaries. The emotions will boil up for the hidden truth. She was a wolf in sheep's clothing. Started out very good, though. But then again, they have to really say what they mean to say it.
Well, do you notice she tried to pass herself off as MAGA there a little bit in the beginning. Didn't last very long. She was acting like she was concerned for Trump because Elon has too much influence. But that didn't last very long.
Yeah, the thing with them is that lying is not really emotional to them. It doesn't really faze them like a normal person will feel a little guilt if they lie about certain things. I don't think they feel guilt or remorse about lying. It's just a means to an end for them to get what they want. And as for this, not certifying Trump. Kamala, we already got the popular vote, and we got all of the delegates. So for you not to do that, you're going to piss off the black people more than you can imagine. And you're
what they're talking about. Let me tell you what this whole thing, Steve, that you're talking. What they're trying to do in Washington is all this stuff about. By the way, IB, thank you for the call. You made some good points today. You know what you're talking about with the speaker and the certification, Steve? What's going on is, and this is why it's coming from Fox, the Washington insiders are trying to figure out a way to stop the certification on January 6th, to prolong it. So really what they're doing is taking part, it's an insurrection. It's a peaceful insurrection. They're trying to find some technicality to stop the certification on January 6th. That's an insurrection. They're trying to stop, at least, yeah, I mean, that's what's going on. All right, let's go. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Good morning, Brian. This is Barbara Balk.
Hey.
Hey, Barb.
Happy New Year to you and to Steve. And I just caught the tail end of the woman that called in, and all I can think of is she's one of the reasons what she had to say. Nikki Haley, and now Laura Loomer questioning Donald Trump's abilities and his plans for this country. They show me why a woman would never be president in this country and probably shouldn't.
Too emotional?
They get emotional about crap. They start making decisions about things on the emotional level. Every fiber in my body says Donald Trump is doing exactly the right thing with Panama, Greenland, and whatever else he wants.
No, you're right. Yeah, it will, and it will be. It will be.
These people, you know, they call in, or just people. They not call in. Because look at Laura Loomer and Nikki Haley getting out there about the HB1 visas. We need HB1 visas. We've got 2 generations of people who can't read and write. We've got high school graduates who can't read, can't fill out a job application. We don't have time. What would be the smart thing, in my opinion, is once we should not allow HB1 visa holders who come here for specific jobs, their families should not be allowed to come over here and take jobs.
because that's where.
See, Barbara, that visa debate over the weekend had nothing to do with visas. There are MAGA people who want Elon out, just like the Democrats want him out, and that's what it's all about, you know. And yeah.
Well, they're trying to it's like the MAGA is being imploded from inside, which is not happening. And I'm glad that Laura Loomer has exposed herself. I like her. I mean, I follow her. But on this, I think she's wrong. She's, they've all gotten so emotional about it. And instead of thinking about the reality, while we have people here that have those skills, we should have our young people out of high school ready to go into apprenticeships with everything that Elon Musk is doing, so that they can get up.
It's a work in progress. They're working on dissolving the Board of
Absolutely.
The Department of Education is a great first step.
It sure is.
And
absolutely. I mean, look at what they've done. We were number one in education when I went. When I went to school, I'm a grandmother. When I went to school, we had an education system where you learn to read and write. You know what.
You know, and I got news for you. The Department of Education, if memory serves, was established by the peanut farmer here, Jimmy Carter, right? So you were educated before the Department of Education, Steve. I was in school before it was formed. How did we get educated before we had the Department of Education? It seems like things went down the tubes after Jimmy Carter established the Department of Education and the Department of Energy.
It's just like what they say. I'm from the government and I'm here to help.
Oh my goodness, that's the worst.
When the government gets in, nothing.
That's true. All right, Barbara, take care. Appreciate the call. What were you saying, Steve?
First thing that they do is they don't give you the basics nowadays.
That's true. That's true. That's true. All right, now if you're on hold, hang in there. We're going to take our first break of the third hour. It's the Steve Kane Show. Steve Kane, of course, is here. My name is Brian Craig. Our number is toll-free, 1-888-465-2631. We'll be right back.
Don't sit on the sidelines. Get in on the action. Call this.
South Florida is #1 for comfort because our family is serving your family all year. Call us today at 833-ALL-YEAR. That's 833-ALL-YEAR.
Hello, this is Mike at Friendly Tire.
If you're new, make sure you guys subscribe.
And offering great deals on new and used tires.
And if you're already subbed, do me the favor of liking the video and sharing if you don't mind.
I also do tire repairs at very low prices. Give me a call. My number is 954-977-9445. I will give you a price over the phone on new and used tires. Again, my number is 954-977-9445. Thank you.
When you need lab work, don't waste hours and hours waiting at the doctor's office or one of those big labs. Go to any lab test now at Boca and any lab test now at Coral Springs. Their prices are guaranteed to be the lowest you'll find anywhere. No appointment, doctor's order, or prescription is needed, and you're in and out in 15 minutes or less. They offer every lab and blood work your doctor could order. They even have drug testing and STD testing. Take control of your health care and visit any lab test now at Boca and any lab test now at Coral Springs. There's lots of any lab test nows around, but these are the only two advertising on our radio station. So don't use the rest. Only go to any lab test now at Boca and any lab test now at Coral Springs. And make sure you tell them you heard about them on the radio.
Now back to the Steve Kane Show. The Treasure Coast on 106.9 FM. Hear us in Boca on 95.3 FM. Fort Lauderdale on 96.9 FM. And anywhere in the world at
All right, we're back. I'm Brian. Steve is here. Call us on hold. Stand by. I was telling the caller earlier. We were talking, when you are taking financial advice, you want to take advice from someone who is successfully financially, right? Right. That's why Elon Musk is so important. He's very financially successful, and so is Jupiter Joe Thomas. Jupiter Joe Thomas. He has over 30 years of experience in retirement planning. He's a 5-time qualifying member of the $1 Million Roundtable, which is achieved by less than 1% of all financial advisors in the world. So he's a top guy in the business of retirement planning, and he's offering free phone consultations to our listeners. I'm going to give you the number. If you miss the number, you can get it off of his website, which is very easy to remember, jupiterjoe.com, jupiterjoe.com. Give him a call, whether you're retired already or retiring at the first of the year or retiring in 10 first of the years from now. No matter what point you are in your journey, give him a call. Take advantage of this no-charge consultation. He'll put together a custom proposal just for you. Here's his number, 561-743-0999. 561-743-0999. And again, if you missed the number, just go to his website, jupiterjoe.com. All right, you back with us, Steve? All right, let's go. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Never Trumper Steve in Palm City.
Hey.
So Brian doing? Steve, how you doing, Steve?
I'm doing great. How about you?
Good. Are you getting paid overtime today for being on the full 3 hours? I think this is the first that I can recall. 3 hours?
I was filled with energy this morning when I got up.
Yeah, I guess. I just want to briefly mention this and get on to what is of concern to you.
Oh, please.
I cannot listen to the hostility on our president who 100 years old without saying he gave his life after he got out of office for volunteer work. You did not mention...
Oh, my goodness. Habitat for Humanity?
You think that's nothing, right?
It doesn't make up for the millions that are dead because he gave us Islamic terrorism from Iran forever.
Well, he had the Middle East...
Oh, well.
Slide. But anyway, let's get to what I called about. What's going on in Congress. The simple truth is the Republicans, who have a slight majority in the House, cannot govern or get anything through without the Democrats' help. That's how little that they have a majority. And what happened with the budget situation? Here you had the three of them, the Speaker, Trump, and Musk, yucking it up a week before at the Army-Navy game.
Yeah.
And everything was wonderful.
And their box seats.
Everything was wonderful.
Box seats?
Until the bilateral agreement was made between the Democrats and the Republicans, and all of a sudden, out of the blue comes up, we want the...
Okay, I'm gonna give you some advice. Never Trump or Steve. I'm gonna give you some advice. You know this budget thing? This budget thing, this victory, take that and savor it. Because it's gonna be the last time you have victory in at least 4 years. So just enjoy it, savor it, and because there's
Well, here's the problem. You have 38 Republicans who said we are not going to raise the debt limit unless you lower spending. Trump doesn't care about low spending. Where are you going to get the lowering from? Where are you going to get $2 trillion?
Don't worry about it.
About it.
Well, where we're gonna get it is by we're gonna have Elon Musk and Doge cut all the funding and wasted money that the government is blowing.
To be voted on. How you're going to get the majority of the Republicans to agree to anything?
We'll find out. When Elon comes out and tells us that the federal government is spending $500 billion a year doing research on the crust at the top of ketchup bottles and stupid things like that, those Republicans will come along. You know?
He's promised $2 trillion.
Okay.
Here's what wealthy.
So this is it. No. Wealthy people like Elon Musk is the wealthiest person who's ever lived.
Here's what's important to Musk. Right now, when there are autonomous car crashes in the United States, it's got to be reported to the government of all the manufacturers. Currently, there are 1,500 cases, of which 40 out of 45 are deaths from.
Okay. Slow down for a second. Made by Musk. I know, made by Musk. Yeah. Okay. Slow down. You live. You're in. This is interesting. You know more than Elon Musk, the richest man who's ever lived. You live you live in the Treasure Coast of Florida. Have you ever seen any of his rockets launch into space? He launched 2 on Saturday. You're telling me that you know more about budgeting and finance than the richest man on Earth who sends rockets into outer space almost pretty much every day of the week. But you know more than him. You're smarter than him about all these things.
Subsidies. Thanks to billions in government subsidies. You give me something.
Yes, NASA. Oh, really? Elon Musk, that rocket that he has that landed back on the launch pad, no other nation on Earth can do that. Elon Musk did it. He says we're 20 years ahead of any other country so far as that's concerned.
This government, we will see.
And so far as government subsidies, excuse me, I mentioned the lottery earlier. People win the lottery and they blow the money all the time, okay? And they got nothing. Okay, just because you've got money doesn't mean you know how to send rockets into space that can land back on the launch pad like Elon Musk. But if you're going to spend the next 4 years trying to convince people that you know more about finance and you're smarter than Elon Musk, I think you need to come up with a new talking point because that's a very weak argument.
Elon Musk doesn't know how to run a government. He knows how to run a company because he's the boss. He hasn't gotten a single vote by a single American in the United States.
Trump's the boss. You know, he is the... Yeah, Trump is the chief executive of the United States. He's the boss.
By being led by Musk right now.
Really? What is Elon Musk led Trump to do that he otherwise would not have done?
Well, when he sent out 100 tweets after they came up with the...
He's been tweeting since the first campaign. The question is, you say that Trump is being led... You said, you say, this is the MSNBC talking about. Donald Trump is being led by Elon Musk. What has Donald Trump done that he would not have done that Elon Musk led him to do?
Say that double talk again.
I'll ask it again to give you time to think of an answer. You said that Trump is being led by Elon Musk. My question to you is, what has Trump done that he would not have done anyway that Elon Musk led him into doing?
Well, the H-1B thing, Musk, of course...
Wrong. 6 months ago, Donald Trump came out in favor of the H-1B visas. He gave an interview and he talked about it. He followed up with another interview with Harris Faulkner in favor. No, he was in favor of the H-1B visas 6 months ago. He gave an interview and he said he's in favor of them 6 months ago.
He comes up from behind. That's the problem.
No. Before Elon Musk before he was shot, okay, he came out in favor of H-1B visas, Donald Trump. I'm asking you, what did Elon lead him to do that he didn't do already or wouldn't have done already? Still waiting.
No.
But that you're wrong about that, because Donald Trump 6 months ago, before Elon was on the Trump train, came out in favor of them.
Trump wanted only one thing during the budget third try, and that was raise the debt limit now.
No. The fact is, Donald Trump is not being led by Elon. I give an example. Hold on a second here. Elon Musk is not leading Donald Trump. You've not given an example of it. The one you gave, I just shot down, and you're trying to change the subject. No, I'm not. Then Donald, but you're wrong. Donald Trump came out and he gave 2 interviews before Trump was backed by Elon in favor of the H-1B visas. Donald Trump did. So he's had that position before Elon was with him. You're just not informed. He was against them years ago, but 6 months ago he came out in favor of them before Elon was with him. It's not a flip-flop. It's not, You never change your mind? You've never changed your mind? Listen, we got to run for a bottom of the hour break, but I mean, you really should be more informed before you call this program. I mean, we have educated people that call. All right, if you're on hold, hang in there. It's the Steve Kane Show. Steve's here. I'm Brian. We'll be back.
Making morning radio great again. I think you're going to really love it. It's the Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig. The greatest rock and roll hits of the 60s and 70s coming up this morning.
Because it's a radio station and we take commercial breaks. That's why.
Weather brought to you by All Year Cooling. Enjoy free AC replacement estimates along with same-day service and installation. Visit allyearcooling.com to schedule your service today. And remember, the All Year family is here to serve your family all year long. And now, a True Oldies traffic check. Brought to you by the Palm Beach Kennel Club. Traffic, a service of the Palm Beach Kennel Club. It's showtime in the paddock. Check out the exciting 2025 lineup with fabulous dinner shows like Start Me Up, a tribute to the Rolling Stones on January 10th, memories of Elvis Valentine's Day, Splish Splash, the music of Bobby Darin, comedian Patrick Warburton, and more. The paddock is your best bet for OTB action and Sunday football playoffs with wing and drink specials at over 140
These liberals.
and big screens. For tickets and info, go to ppkennelclub.com.
Brian Craig here. Our 6th annual cruise is coming up, and you're all invited. This time, we're sailing for 7 nights on Celebrity Cruise Line's newest ship, the Ascent, to Puerto Plata, St. Thomas, and St. Martin. We set sail March 30th. We have private shore excursions, private cocktail parties, group activities. We're going to go to the shows together and much, much more. Call the Amy Cruise and Travel Depot right now. 561-244-5779. 561-244-5779. And online at cruisingdepot.com to make your reservation and lock in our private crew rate. Nothing comes close to Celebrity Cruises.
welcome. If you're new, Lego Man, welcome to the channel. We're back right after this.
Dr. Gupta at Brighton Dental. But don't just take my word for it. This is Richie the bus driver. He called in on the air to share his experience with Dr. Gupta. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Yeah, this is Richie, Dr. Gupta. I go 139 miles to this guy. I had a broken tooth. He fixed it. It was supposed to be temporary. It lasted 2 years. He put dentures in my mouth that are a lot cheaper than anybody else. And he's excellent and no pain. I recommend this guy. To me, he's the best ever. So I want to get that out of the way.
Listen to Richie the bus driver. Go see Dr. Gupta at Brighton Dental. 954-922-4633. 954-922-4633.
All right, callers on hold, stand by. It's a Steve Kane Show. I'm Brian. Steve, you back with us? Wait, let me ask you, when you go to Wings Plus, do you only get the lemon pepper wings? I know they're so good.
I'm hooked on them.
But is that all you order, or do you get anything else?
Well, there are other dishes they have. They have unbelievable clam chowder.
Oh, you know, by the way, that's homemade. Nothing comes out of a can at Wings Plus.
Right. The other great thing they have is hamburgers.
Oh, yes.
Okay, I get that they make them double and triple stuffed.
Yes.
And they're juicy and they're tender and delicious. Unlike any of these other places that call them what they sell hamburgers, this is authentic chopped steak. It is delicious. It is tasty. It is.
You know what it's like. The quality of hamburger. It's like if you went into a fine restaurant and ordered a hamburger, it'd be that quality.
Same.
Yeah, that's right. And you don't. It's supposed to be. It's supposed to be.
Hamburger, it's not.
Can I make two? And by the way, the overstuffed too hamburgers. There's two other recommendations I want to make at Wings Plus. Okay. Now, by the way, Wings Plus is located in Coral Springs, about a mile west of University Drive on the south side of Sample.
I want to remind you this is Wings Plus season now with all the Rose Bowls and the Cup Bowls and all the bowls, the championship bowls. Great place to watch sporting events. Great place for actually we're coming into the playoffs.
Yes.
So that's a great. What I do is I order my wings, my delicious lemon pepper wings, and I do that before kickoff, the start of the game, and I run over at halftime and pick them up. There's no fuss, no muss, no bother, no waiting.
Yep.
The most delicious, mouth-watering wings you have ever tasted.
Yeah, I'm gonna add two things to the recommendations. Okay, now we got the lemon pepper wings are out of this world. I mean, you were telling me about those for years, and I never had them, and they're so good. The clam chowder is the best clam chowder you've ever had. The hamburgers are out of this world, like Steve said. The medium hot wings is my favorite. Okay, the medium hot wings, and don't forget, Steve, the chili.
Meaty, delicious.
You know, don't you hate you go to these restaurants, you order chili, and they give you a bowl of beans? It's not like that at Wings Plus. All right, so again, in Coral Springs, about a mile west of University Drive on the south side of Sample Road. All right, back to the phones we shall go. You know, you notice we're getting a lot of talking points from liberals, and they're all about Elon Musk. Are you concerned about the elitism of Elon Musk? Or are you concerned that he's leading Trump around? You know, they really got a thing for Elon, which means we love him even more. Exactly. When the liberals approve of him, that's when we got to start to watch out. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, this is Kenny from Palm Beach.
Hey, Kenny.
How you doing, guys?
We're doing well.
In regards to Trump or Steve's talking about the HB1 idea from Elon Musk, I have to say, I watched a podcast, and it was prior to the interview with Trump and Musk that they did. It was with, I want to say, maybe CEOs, where they asked them a variety of questions over like 45 minutes to an hour. And one of the guys asked him if he would consider expanding on the HB1 visas because of the need and shortage of good engineers. And I believe that's the first time I've ever heard Trump addressed it, and he said he would certainly consider it. But if anyone can refresh my memory when that took place.
See, there's been a number of interviews. Here's the thing, okay? On the immigration. We're not against legal immigration, we're against illegal immigration. So now what they're trying to do is to get us to argue against legal immigration. Don't you understand? They want us to make it sound like we're anti-legal immigration too, to make the deep... Yeah, exactly. That's play number one from the Democrat playbook, and they think it'll stop the deportations. Listen, our first lady is an immigrant, and I wonder what kind of visa she had for her modeling, right? Elon Musk had an H-1B visa, okay, and look, he gave us our manned space program back. I mean, come on. I mean, this is just a ridiculous conversation that they're trying to distract us on. Listen, a lot of Republicans, just like the Democrats, want Elon Musk out because Elon Musk has access to the president that many people are jealous of. That's it. There's this argument over the weekend is not about H-1B visas. If you were to make a list of things that Trump needs to worry about, what number would H-1B visas be? It wouldn't even be on my list, by the way.
I'd agree.
500, 1,000. I mean, give me a break. We're being invaded from our southern border. They're sending rapists and murderers up here, raping and killing our women. And I'm supposed to worry about some H-1B visa issue? I don't think so. There's bigger fish to fry.
No talking points, that's all. It's
desperate.
Getting old, and it's getting boring because there's not much to talk about. He's defeated them with his legal cases. He's defeated them left and right. Every topic
that's right.
Trump has risen to the top.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to keep that streak going on this speaker vote.
Mm-hmm.
I agree.
All right, well.
Have a great day, and I really...
All right. Well, I appreciate it. Take care. All right. And we're going to be here all week, by the way. Hey, Steve, I got to call you after the show, so don't take my call when I call you after the show, all right? All right. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Deerfield.
Oh, hey, Brian.
Hey, Brian. Hi, Steve. How are you today? Just to talk about SpaceX for a second. SpaceX, I think, in my opinion, is the most spectacular company, maybe on the planet, certainly in the United States. And if there's one event I could see that I wish I could be there for is when that booster came down and was caught by the chopsticks. I thought this was the most incredible thing I've ever seen. It's just absolutely amazing.
It never gets old. And let me tell you this, okay? Never. Well, that's not SpaceX, Steve. That's Boeing. That's not Elon. That's another rocket. Nothing. Less than zero. No, it's not SpaceX. It's not. But believe me, if it was SpaceX, she'd be here. This is the thing, okay? You can't run the government like a business. NASA is now Elon Musk. He is a private business who sends rockets into space almost every day at profit. That used to be uniquely a government thing, and he's privatized it with manned space missions on a regular basis.
How often was NASA sending rockets up? Almost.
Not with people. Barack Obama. See, what happened is the space shuttle got retired, and George W. Bush approved the replacement vehicle for the shuttle. Obama doesn't like America being number one, so he canceled our manned space program. So we went about 10 years. We had to hitch rides with the rockets of the Russians. These Russian rockets from the 60s and 70s, which are very dangerous. And then Elon Musk gave America our manned space program back. And it's so advanced. It's so beautiful. And, and he's a great American. I don't understand all this hate on this great American, Elon Musk. He's the greatest. We're so blessed to have him.
Wouldn't he be the CEO of the year? I mean, I personally thought the SpaceX wouldn't work because I didn't think they'd have the financing and the ability to do this. It'd have to be a government agency. But he's dwarfed anything that basically that.
And if you look at the inside of the spacecraft, the SpaceX rockets, it's not only is it beautiful in all the controls, it's like an iPad on the thing that runs the whole thing. Not all those. Steve and I could fly that thing into space. And I mean, it's amazing. It's amazing. And when that, let me tell you, when that rocket, I watch every SpaceX launch I can watch, and if it's not cloudy, I can see them perfectly. And and I've been watching space launches since I was a kid here in Florida. But what amazes me the most, when he launched 2 rockets on Saturday here in Florida. When they launch, what I find always more fascinating is when the rocket comes back down and lands, because you can see it's a controlled landing, and it blows me away. It never gets old. And Elon says we are 20 years ahead of any other nation in the world even attempting that. And they're trying to tell us that he's a bad guy to give advice to. Who does Biden's big advice is from a crackhead who his son. He says yes, so we get, so and he's so who do you want a president to get advice from? A crackhead like Hunter or the richest man in the world, Elon Musk?
He's both him and Trump are phenomena that we will not see for another probably 100 years, and now they're working together, which is unbelievable.
Mm-hmm.
We're talking somebody who's way up there in the IQ range. The way to this, now we're going to correspond to the move to go to the moon and then on to Mars. This is going to be so exciting.
That's right. Yeah, we got a break.
Enough. I just got a question. What are you going to take to get him involved in getting this poor lady astronaut back? I know it's...
Biden, okay. Because NASA's director... that Democrat that used to be our Senator, Bill Nelson? He's the director of NASA, okay? And he's a Democrat. He doesn't... When Trump gets sworn in on the 20th, we're going to have a new director of NASA, okay? And they're going to send a rocket up to get her and save her. Bill Nelson doesn't care. Yes! All right, hey, listen, Brian, I got to run. We'll be right back.
Hard Truth. Delivered morning 6 to 9 right here on The Steve Kane Show.
All right, and it's time to check in with William Youngerman from the offices of William Youngerman Incorporated with our first Gold and Precious Metals report of the week. William Youngerman, how the metals starting the week off this last week of the year?
Yeah, we're starting off a little lower this week and ended up a little lower on Friday, closing out the week at $2,620.30. That was down $12.90 on Friday. Silver lost 40 cents, closing out the week at $29.35 the ounce, while platinum was down $14 at $920, and palladium below $900, down $11 on Friday at $899. Overnight, we saw gold trading in a range of $2,607 all the way up to $2,627, and right now we're at $2,613.30. That's down $7. Silver's down 21 cents at $29.15 the ounce. Platinum losing $8 at $912, and palladium down another $7 at $892. So the markets are slightly lower, but giving us still a buying opportunity going into the year end.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds like everything's a good buy today.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome news. Listen, William, your hours this week, today and tomorrow, normal hours. What are your hours this week?
Yeah, normal hours today and tomorrow. Wednesday will be closed. Thursday and Friday, normal hours.
Okay. William Youngerman opens up at 10 a.m. His address is 150 East Palmetto Park Road in Boca, on the first floor of the Bank of America building, just east of US 1 Federal Highway on the south side of Palmetto Park Road. His number is toll-free, 1-800-327-5010, 1-800-327-5010. And you can find both his address and phone number on his website, williamyoungerman.com. All right, William Youngerman, we will talk tomorrow.
Okay, have a great day.
All right, and we are back. I'm Brian. You back with us, Steve? Okay. All right, let's go. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Jay from Jersey.
Oh, hey, Jay.
I am loving this. Yeah, this is real good. Yeah, I'm loving all of this. I can't wait. Because, number one, that mess you just made up about that he's going to get that girl, that's not true. He ain't said nothing about going to get that woman, though he should. But I'm just loving all of this. You love Elon Musk.
Yes.
Because we all know you love him now, until Trump decides to kick him out the door. Then you're going to tell us, oh, how bad he was. Oh, he was. I love all.
Why are you not? Elon Musk is the richest African American. You should love him, Jay.
He's not my color.
He's African American. He's more African American. He's from Africa. He's now an American.
He's from South Africa.
That's South Africa is part of Africa.
Mineral, and they stole every mineral there was from Africa. So he's not my brother.
Just borrowed it. That's.
And here you are, and here you are in New Jersey. You're in occupied American Indian territory. So you're a thief by your own definition. You live. Why don't you're living on Indian land?
I'm just calling to say, when all of this crap hits that fan, it's gonna blow back.
Why don't you like African Americans?
I'm gonna remind you.
Elon Musk is more African American than you are.
Said this, huh?
Elon Musk is more African American than you are.
I know, because his family didn't bring.
He's from Africa.
Slave ships.
Oh, your family came to America on a slave ship? Your parents came here on a slave ship?
No, yours did.
My parents came here on a slave ship?
Yes, they did.
He's getting really confused, Steve. These Democrats are losing it.
No, when you ask stupid questions, I give you stupid answers.
Uh-huh.
I'm just saying, mark my words, I can't wait till all the fighting starts, and you gonna go back on all the stuff that you said. I'm just putting my word in now so I can tease you later.
Tease us? Oh, he thinks he did a mic drop. He thinks he's Chris Rock. Bye-bye! Mic drop! Oh, my goodness. Is that the guy that didn't know how many states there were on Friday, or was that one of our other chronics? Remember we had the caller that didn't know? Was that Jay from Jersey or Renee from Harlem that didn't know how many states there were? I can't remember. Remember on Friday? He said Canada would be the 52nd state because everyone knows there's 51 states, and he called Trump stupid. Remember? He thought there were 51 states. I don't know. All right, our number 1-888-465-2631. I want to make a little quick announcement. If you're on hold, hang in there. Our cruise sold out a couple weeks ago. However, on occasion, a cabin or two will become available. And I was just talking to Ian from Cruise and Travel Depot. We have a single cabin available on our cruise. So if you've not yet booked on our cruise, there is a cabin available now. I'm going to give you Ian's number. This is going to be our 6th cruise, Steve. After this, you and I will have spent 6 weeks at sea together. We're almost like in the Navy. 6 weeks at sea together. Isn't that crazy? I love it. I love cruising. You know what I like. You know what I like about the cruising is, I can go sometimes on these cruises. This will be our 6th one. There have been some cruises where I haven't spent 10 cents because everything's included. There was one cruise I spent $25 the whole week because everything's included. It's amazing. But give Ian a call. If there's one cabin available right now, I was just texting with him at the bottom of the hour. 561-244-5779. 561-244-5779. All right, let's go back to the phones. A lot of strange Democrats today. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from? You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Yes, hi. This is Mike from Jacksonville. How you doing?
Oh, hey, Mike. What's up?
I just want to know your thoughts on the walk that when Trump was elected, when he was running. He said that he was going to bring down the grocery bills and the gas prices. And then on the interview, he said that he can't lower the grocery bills.
Well, he's not president yet. President Trump. You know that, right? He can't do anything right now. He's not the president yet.
No, he said that it would be tough. He goes, that's going to be a tough one, and that he can't promise that he can bring down the grocery bill.
Well, no. I didn't hear that. But what he's going to do is bring down immediately the price of fuel that's used to manufacture and transport everything, and that'll bring down the prices of everything. And he said that repeatedly.
He had said that repeatedly on the campaign trail, but he's also walked back that on the interview.
I haven't seen this interview. Where was this interview?
This was on, I believe it was the female.
The female. Oh, okay. The female. You catch that one? The female. The female. Don't what?
All right, so you need. I'll look it up right now. I'm sorry that I don't have that information. You would have seen it.
Yeah. No, I'll look it up. I may have seen it and just forgotten. You know, he doesn't set prices, but what he does is when you lower the price of manufacturing and transporting the goods, you will bring down the price. Exactly.
So this administration that's in now, the Biden administration, so they've lied to us about that we're doing more drilling than we ever have done before.
Yes. No, yes. They are. Yeah, liar. The price, fuel prices, oil's a commodity. It's based on future expectation of the amount of it in the supply. Not only they've given out leases, but leases are not wells that are producing. You can drill there, but there may not be any oil there. Also, he shut down ANWR and also the pipeline that President Trump was building. So he has reduced the expectation of the market of the future supply. That's why, yes. If they were drilling more and we had more oil, the prices would automatically go down because it's a supply and demand issue. So yes, Biden's a liar. Biden's a liar.
Okay, so
we agree with you. We're all in agreement. Biden's a liar. What's the last thing you want to say before we hang up?
Yes.
That was just the question I had, and that was on an interview he had done with, and it was on NBC.
Oh, NBC. Okay, NBC. I'll check it out. Oh my goodness. You know, I got to tell you that we've heard from a lot of Democrats on the show today. A lot. Well, you know what's happening is I guess they're circulating the talking points, right? Well, they're trying. I mean, these are weak talking points. My favorite part. So you're saying that Biden's lying? Yes, that's exactly. Oh my goodness. You know, I'll tell you this, okay? This is going to be an exciting 4 years ahead. 2025. Oh yeah, 2025. And by the way, Steve and I, we're going to be here all week. Okay, we're going to be here New Year's Eve, and we're going to be here New Year's Day. We will not be doing any year-in-review shows, okay? A lot of people do year-in-review shows. That's killing time because they can't think of anything to talk about. Yeah, so they say, "Oh, year-in-review," and then it's a way to get through a show. We're no year-in-reviews here, but I will say this: 2025 is the year of MAGA. And get ready for it. Did you hear Tom Homan, Steve, talking about interviews yesterday? You know how Biden's been selling all the wall material? The company that bought it is going to sell it back to Trump at no profit, at whatever they paid for it, and whatever it cost them, okay? Because they had to buy it and then transport it, right? So they're going to sell it back to Trump at cost. No profit. So we got all the wall material back. I mean, isn't that something? I mean, this is just absolutely amazing and beautiful. It hasn't even started yet. You know, I love how they're blaming Trump for the budget. He's not the president yet. Well, he hasn't brought the prices out. He's not the president yet. He's not the president until the 20th. And they're trying to slow that down, which isn't going to happen. That's what panicked Steve today. But no, 2025 is the year of MAGA, the year of Trump, and it's going to be a year of winning like we've never won before. And it's going to be so much different than the first term because Trump's so much better prepared now. You know, the first term, the campaign kind of came out of nowhere, and it happened so fast. When he got into that first term, he wasn't as prepared as he is now, right? You know, and that's why oh my goodness. And don't worry. I thought we already discussed that. You're going back to that?
No,
You don't want to hear it.
I'd be thrilled.
Yeah, you know. You're always on the ledge. You're always on the ledge. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, boy. I tell you. Well, anyway, remember that movie I told you about, Steve, about The Order? You will not want to miss that. I still cannot remember that other movie with Deborah Winger and Tom Berenger. It was called The Something. The Something. 2-word title. I would know it, too. And Deborah, it's been a long time since I've seen a movie with Deborah Winger, but it's about the same people. Listen, we're out of time for today. If you're on hold, hang in there. We're going to be back tomorrow at 6 a.m. And if you're on hold, you'll be first in line tomorrow morning. You won't have to hold, except for the next 21 hours. Then we'll be back. And we will be here all week, and I'm very excited about it because usually this time of year, there's no news. This is the busiest news time between Christmas and New Year's that I ever remember. We didn't even get to any of my show prep today and because there's so much going on. And we've had great calls. Those of you that are liberal and never Trumpers that called in, even you did okay today. I know you're coping. I know there's a lot of grief going on over there. It's the Steve Kane Show. I'm Brian. Steve's here. We'll see you tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. Take care.
WSFM.
All right, guys. Thanks for watching. If you're new, subscribe. If you're already subscribed, please like the video. All right? I'll see you next time. Take care.